We are live. What is going on, everybody? Well, nobody, because I'm talking to myself. But it should be an interesting live stream. We got Castro, Jonathan from Castro's Constrictors. And I got a big announcement about next week's special guest. He's high profile. It's going to be big for me at least. And I just can't wait to be able to talk to this guy. He's a really big advocate in the reptile world, and it's going to be really awesome to be able to chat, pick his brain. So I really look forward to it. But so since I'm talking to myself, I think I am going. Oh, we got 3 people. Woo! I'm gonna introduce our guest of the night. He's been on the show before. He's one of my best friends. He's my brother from another mother. And we're gonna bring him in. And by the way, ask some questions, guys. Pick our brains. Let's keep this show going. So I'm gonna bring Castro in before I lose the last person in here. Hey, buddy.
What's going on? Hey, everybody.
Oh, they got tired of me already. It was 3, and then they left.
They all left? All right, they'll come back. They'll check in a minute.
We got one.
All right. So, I can't see any messages, just so you know.
Oh, you can't?
No. I'm using my iPad, and it brings me to it's just not on YouTube. It's
really?
on StreamYard.com.
Oh, you got to go to YouTube and then check out them through there.
I know, but then I can't see what's going on here.
Oh, you're using one device instead of 2.
Well, if I go to YouTube, I can go through my phone.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. It's easier to do it. The computer, that's what I like. That's the only reason why I like the computer, even though the camera is a shit show for me. But it, I already cursed. Oh, they just got me.
That is right. That is right. I heard that.
Yeah, that's how people get comments.
All right,
so
I'll figure it out.
So what's good, buddy? How was Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was filling like every year. Lovely, Went out to see my mom, my boyfriend. It was good. Still eating M&Ms. Yeah, out in PA.
Nice.
No traffic. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, people are scared to get together. It's crazy. I think I saw one house that actually had like a lineup of cars. Like there was no houses that had there was only one.
Mm-hmm.
We drove to the in-laws and we had to go across town. Mm-hmm. There wasn't even cars on the road, really.
Yeah, it was only the 3 of us, so it was nice. It was just small. Yeah, no, it was good. I can't complain. I got to see my mom. I don't get to see my mom very often.
Yeah, we video chat with my father.
Yeah.
So I see him every day. I see him like 3 times a day.
Yeah, I saw the post you made of him.
Oh, he's so funny. I gotta see how long I can last with these headphones. These headphones are just...
How young is he?
He will be 89 in April.
Bless him. 89.
Yeah, he's a beast. And he's a stubborn, strong old man. He lives by himself and doesn't want to live with anyone. But this summer, it looks like he may make a transition, which I sure hope so.
That'll be good. Good for the kids. Good for you.
Oh
good
yeah.
For him. Good for everybody.
It's a pain because there's just whenever anything happens, it turns into I got to make a phone call, because he's just far enough for it to be a pain in the ass. And he's got this like issue with his TV, which is weird. This is Verizon that if he loses power, the box has to be reset from like outside, like the box on the side of the house. Yeah.
That is very weird.
So my buddy that's 6'4" comes to the house, opens up the box and pulls a wire and then plugs it back in. And then he has internet, phone.
Because, of course, the box is just high enough and out of the way for your father. Or does he need to use a ladder to get like high above the house?
See how this wine is. I don't know how old this bottle of wine is and whether it was sitting up. Or...
Can you not hear me?
I hear you perfectly. Yeah, we don't want him climbing up.
It is a climb. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's above the garage door against, because they mount this like big Verizon box on the side of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's fucked up. It freaks me out.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Someone sees your polycarbonate tubs behind you.
Oh, yeah. You like these guys? They're nice. You can see some bowl wrapping up front.
Yeah, as I say, you got your girls cold seeking over there.
Yeah. These are almost all girls here, except for 7 tubs. They're all females here. These are my big girls, or some of my big girls. I also have,
awesome.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. In the morning, you just shoot out here, look really quickly. You can see what you need to see. It fogs up when there's fresh poop in there. Pop it open, clean it out. It's really amazing. It really is.
That's what Vinny was saying. Like, the mystery is gone because if they have a bowel movement, you see it's foggy.
Yeah. And also, I feed live. So I'm not advocating, like the kill of it all, but just to see how they go about, constricting when they have a limited amount of space, as if they were inside a hole in the wild.
Yeah,
it's really amazing. They don't always coil. Sometimes they just push up against like a football player would, to somebody, and it just crushes them right up against the side, so they stop
suffocates
breathing.
them against the roof. Yeah.
Just like elbow checks them, and just holds them there.
Yeah.
It's really amazing, how they go about doing it, and then bringing their body around, and you can see it all. They're not shy about it. I haven't had any feeding issues. I'm still feeding just as regular. They started locking right away in these new tubs. And my parents used to tell me that they would have fish tanks, back in the 70s, and there were these rolling blackouts all the time. They would just sit and look at the fish. The fish are just beautiful, and watch the fish. And I catch myself because now I can see them just sitting here and looking at them. It just stops me, and I just admire.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great here, but after I've seen Vinny's in person. This gives no justice to what you got in front of you.
No, I'm looking at it, not at all. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I want them. I want them, and I want them bad. One day. I know Angels is trying to get is going to get some. I know she's interested in them.
Who's that?
Angels. That's Janae. Oh yeah, she just ordered a bunch.
You're gonna love them. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, they're the 50s.
Yeah, I mean the grays are cool, but you can see everything.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So now, to standpoint from like a person like me that doesn't have any ARS tubs, is it worth the extra investment over the grays for the polycarbonate?
Is there that much of a difference in price?
Don't know.
You know what? I don't think there's a difference in price because I ordered looking for the semi clears. That's what I had when it came with my my original rack, and they ran out of the semi clears and called me. And when I got in contact with them, they said, we have these new clear polycarbonate. You want those? And I said, yeah, sure, I'll take those. And that'll be amazing, you know? And they are amazing. So unless they just granted me a deal, which I don't think they did, I think they're the same price. But the
Hey,
semi-clear.
Julio. What's going on, Julio? How are you, brother? Yeah, I like them. I really do.
Mm.
And I eventually plan on getting the 55 series as, I plan on having 5 tubs in my rack systems. That's the
Mhm.
master plan. The 3 with the VE, and then the 55 series, and then CV70
Mhm.
of some sort, whatever brand,
Mhm.
whatever makes me happy that day. I
Right.
order. And I want those polycarbs because I worked with those in the kitchen. In the kitchen we have everything's polycarbonate. When you go to a salad bar, those are all polycarbonate hotel pans.
Mhm. I have a lot of reptile basics racks, and I'd like to. I would love for them to start making these polycarbonate, so I can see inside these as easily.
I'm gonna hit up Rich.
That would be amazing. It would also be nice if they have cup holders in their. That'll be nice too.
We should bum rush him and at the Reptile Expo next week, or it's in a few
I hope
weeks.
he's coming down.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I saw him on the
Mm.
on the calendar on Reptile Basics website.
I made sure to let them know. Me and my brother next to each other.
Are we?
Yeah,
Oh,
I like
oh, shit.
I emailed him like 3 times this month about it. It's like the only thing I was on top of.
I mean, I didn't even realize it's happening. So if you guys don't know, and you're in New York or surrounding New York, but the White Plains show, it will be happening, but it's going to happen in Nanuet, New York, right over the Tappan Zee Bridge, um, on the 13th of December. So if you guys need to get a reptile for a family member Christmas gift, we will have a bunch for sale there.
I'm excited to see the setup because it's going to be
Old Sears.
an old Sears. You know, that's no longer running. You know, I would like to see how big and wide and spread out it is.
And I know I've been to that Sears. I've been to that Sears
Put a button
because
up.
no, I broke a wrench. I broke a wrench, a Craftsman wrench that had a lifetime guarantee, and nobody had the wrench in stock, and I was fine driving to Nanuet to get my wrench because they had it in stock. But I don't remember if it had like really high ceilings or if it had like just 20-foot ceilings like a normal department store type deal, or if it had like the massive ceilings. But I can't remember last week, let alone 20 years ago.
I also don't know if it's in just the Sears or if it's actually in the mall because it could be just lined up in the mall. That would be interesting too.
Oh yeah, in the food court. I always worry about food at these shows. I gotta say, man. Did you see your cameo, your Lifeline cameo on the video I posted on Monday?
I can't say that I did. I didn't.
Uh,
No.
yeah, you're because I had to call you for information on the
Oh,
rack
you were
build.
recording?
Yeah. When I called you, I had the mic. I had you on speakerphone, and then I had the microphone right next to it.
All right. No,
Hey,
I
what's
didn't
going
catch
on,
it.
Ray?
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I didn't see them advertising anywhere for the show yet. So hopefully they do. I mean, this
I
is a
don't know.
slower show, regardless.
I don't
But
know. Yeah.
everything's going to be so different with COVID. You never know. You never know. I said COVID. Now I can feel a sneeze coming. See that shit? Oh my God.
Sneezes, coughs, everything feels weird now. You know, when I'm outside, I hear it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm in Brooklyn. I'm around millions of people. I'm just like, oh fuck.
Dude, we were at Walmart and somebody was like, and I like grabbed Jenny by her shoulders and we like shifted this way, like because I didn't want because we were behind them, you know. Like I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not walking into that fucking air, you know.
Someone clears their throat. You think about the spittle coming out, and you're like matrixing out of the way.
Oh my God, it's crazy, you know. That's why I'm like, I think the vaccine, even though how bad it sounds, the second shot, I think I'm all for it just because I'm tired of this. Because I have all the medical issues that, you know, that people that get COVID with diabetes and heart conditions and high blood pressure and obesity,
Mm.
you know, we're the ones that die from COVID. So I think I'm hoping that I'm gonna be far up on that list to get the shot and just get over and done with it. The shots. Yeah, right.
Yeah, of course. You know, I mean, why not? You know,
Yeah.
just shoot you up with everything else. You know.
Oh, I mean, I'm medically surviving due to medicine anyway, so I'm fine with it. I'm trying to share it on this. That's weird.
Yeah, I still can't see comments. Not even on the phone.
I don't know. Request approval. What's a partner request? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Oh man, I gotta say, the breeding season is official over at DMJ Reptiles.
How you doing? How many pairings do you have? Or how many are you shooting for this year?
I'm shooting for 50.
All right.
Um,
How many have locked so far?
I want to say I don't know the number, but it's over. It's close to 20
Good.
different pairings already.
Good.
And
And you
then,
don't know how many locked?
oh no, I'm saying 20 locked.
20 locks, and you've put 50 together.
No, 20. No, I plan on doing 50
Okay, yeah, that's
because
what
I do, you know, based off of like right now. I try to do it in waves to kind of break up the season.
Sure.
So like I started early, and the Banana Desert Ghost Head Pied has been busy, and he's bred to two pieds, one pastel pied het orange ghost, a cinnamon het pied, a het pied, and a leopard lesser pastel. Because I think leopard lesser pastel, move that into a desert ghost project would be pretty funky. And then hopefully I can find pied markings on it and cross my fingers and hope it proves out. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
But I also got like today we did a bunch. I've been pairing the TSK Xanthics, so they've been pairing. So those three females already gone.
Are you shooting for Xanthics?
I'm going for more TSKs.
Visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your TSKs? What are they? Just straight TSK?
Head to head.
TSK? Head to head?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
First time. You've paired them before.
I paired them before. Only one took. They were all kind of young. But the one took, and I got a clutch out of it last year, where I was able to hit one visual.
Great. Male or female on that?
I got a female.
You got a female. Great.
Yeah, I got a female. And then I have seller's remorse because I sold you one of my female head TSKs at a reptile expo.
You did, and she's getting big. She's ready to go. Actually, she's ready to go now.
Yeah, the one. So the two. One was a little small. The two were of size last season. The one didn't take. The one took. Now this year, all three of them were all ready to go. So, and the male's a jerk. He's the one that bit me. But
They're aggressive. Aggressive is good. You don't want passive snakes.
Oh, I know. You know what? It's just funny that the normal hets are typically the ones that are so aggressive in my collection. Like, it's not like these like nice multi-gene animals. It's like the het clowns, the het pies, the het exantics are the ones that are jerks.
I don't know why. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. And like that bite I got, I think it also has to do with I'm not used to tubs. Like I'm not used to tubs with no lids on. Yeah. All my racks all have lids on. So like, you open that tub, you're vulnerable. Where I'm used to grabbing the tubs and stacking them on an 8-foot table and feeding them one by one that way.
Right. And also that movement, by the time you put them on the table, they kind of know what's going on. They're like, oh, I know this movement. I know where we're going, and there's like a timing to it, Whereas when this room starts to fill with the smell of rodents, and I start opening these tubs, that's what I like about these polycarbonate. You see right into the tub. You see where they are. And they're not... They say they have bad eyesight, man, but you can see them looking at you as you're feeding the other snakes. They're looking at you and what's going on.
Mine.
Yeah, it's great, and you know exactly what's going to happen. You know who's going to take right away. You can just see the body language before you open up the tubs. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
my lower tubs though. That's where I have the striking. I get a lot of the guys striking out from the bottom. One, I think it's because it's cooler down at the bottom, right? So the difference in temperature, they really can sense a lot. The other thing is that when you put your arm down there, your arm, it's long and heated, and they sense, and I feel like they sense something there as well. And they keep snapping at me from the bottom. That's whenever I have any kind of strikes coming directly out of the bins. It's always out of the bottom.
Nagging Brian right now.
Which Brian? There's so many.
Bane of my exotics.
Oh yeah, check it out.
I like that shirt.
Yeah. It's not slacking on the back either.
It's pretty fancy.
Yeah. And check this out. He's like you. He does them himself.
If I'm correct, he asked me some advice.
Well, he took the advice and he ran with it. I love these shirts. He got the shirts that I love. He got them for cheap. Wow, look at that. Hooks up the arm just like you do. Why? Because you do them yourself. Able to do them like that. So soft.
I sure did. Yeah, he messaged me about it, and I was trying to get him to get me to do them.
He's like, "Nah, I got this."
I was
he's not like me.
Get the press,
he's like
It's well, he's a do-it-yourself guy. Like I think all of us DIY guys, it's the when you look at how much it costs for something, and you say, okay, well, labor is the factor, and you can cut out labor by doing it yourself. It's a very high factor on a lot of things,
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Do-it-yourselfers seem to don't live in small quarters.
I definitely learned that routing the notch for heat tape, holy cow, that was a lot of work. I need to make a jig.
I was going to say, what type of what type of tool is even needed for something like that? I wouldn't even know where to begin.
It's called a router. It's like a 2-handle machine that has this really aggressive bit on the bottom. It's actually a CNC bit, the one that I use. So it does a 2-inch notch. Whatever that shit touches, it's eating.
It's a circle,
Kind of
right?
looks like
Usually, and it kind of
no.
spins. And because I've seen the old Boa Master tubs I had, the way he carves out the bottom, I was able to see that it was done with a rounded tool. You know,
Yeah, that's a typical bit. This is called a spoil board bit. So that's the bit.
all right,
And that thing is just solid steel,
and it
super
chews.
aggressive, and it chews through it. You got to use a guide, which I don't, I ended up using a measuring stick and clamping it down on each shelf and then just riding it against the shelf to be able to get a nice straight cut. But this is a 16 tub rack. So that's, it's about 2.5 strides per shelf. It's a lot of, it's over 40 feet of just using this machine grinding through.
Hmm. But it does wonders. The
It
fact that you
does.
have the fact that you have that groove in there now.
You got that groove. I got an idea from I think 3B balls, where he uses aluminum flashing as like a heat source, so it works as like a heat element. So it kind of magnifies it, and then when the thermostat turns off, then that will actually hold the temp. So it'll kind of just prolong the heating element of your racks, which I think is pretty interesting. So I plan on doing it. I got to build more. I need to sell some snakes, and then once I sell some snakes, then I want to get to building. I want to start getting rid of all these tubs with lids because when it comes to actual real estate, I've hit my real estate for racks. So now I need to, as the company grows, I need to make each area more efficient.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
the 28 quart Sterilite rack, I can only go 13 high, which is still a lot. 13 high is nice. But with the Vivarium Electronics tubs, it's the same depth, 23 inches, and I can go 16 high.
Right.
And then
That's great.
being able to use 3 different tubs, I mean, if I went with hatchlings and I did this rack for hatchlings, it would hold 48 hatchlings. It's incredible.
Yeah, I love those tubs. They're absolutely amazing, those tubs. Just got to pop a couple of holes in them to make them less, hold the humidity less. Aside from that, they're great. They're
Yeah.
nice and long. They're tall. They can hold the snake for a long period of time. They're amazing.
Now, I ran into an issue that I talked to you on the phone. Hey, what's going on, DA? Brian in the house.
What's going on?
Of course, the top tub. The snake jumped out of the rack to eat the rat out of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like 3/4 of the snake was out, but it still had like some of this. It was still holding itself in somehow. And I it constricted. I picked it up. I put it in, but it was coiled too big to close the tub.
Yeah, once it comes out, that's the problem with any kind of sliding tubs. That'll happen every now and again.
And what do? You just fucking.
You can let them hang there. Let them hang there. You never see my old videos that I posted on Instagram where I would just go through. I would just open tubs and then just go boom, 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 let them all hang there. Grab them and go right back in. They'll go back in.
So should
They'll
I
pull
feed
it back in
from bottom up? Because I fed top down, and that was like the first tub, and then that fucker was dangling like 3 tubs. He was blocking the other tubs.
Start at the bottom, then that makes sense. Yeah, start at the bottom then.
All right.
But they'll get used to it. They'll get used to you putting it in there because you're just going to start like snapping them in there, right?
That's what I tried doing. Well, that's
right.
What happened is I tried flipping it in, because I'm
There's
standing
an
on
art form to it.
it's just I'm on a step stool. I pull the tub out. I go to flip it in. I fucking miss, and then I'm like, oh man, and I'm going to flip it again, and all of a sudden the snake is just like boom, just drops down, and I'm like, oh my, just missed my hand as usual. I'm like, man, I just got over the first bite. I'm like, I'm so not used to right.
Well, yeah, I mean, the larger rats, I use tongs. You know, I grab them like a cat grabs a cat by the back right here, and I pick them up with the little tongs. Up until a little bit bigger than weanling rats, they don't scream when you pick them up like that. I guess they have enough fat or something back there, and they're used to being. I don't know, but they don't scream. But the larger rats, they definitely are like, "Get the fuck off of me!" But it doesn't matter. You pinch them, and that's how I feed off those tongs. If I open up the tub and he comes jumping out, it's on the tongue. If not, I can just place him in there and close the tub.
Oh, I hurted myself. I forgot my pouches somewhere. I need my nicotine.
That dog that I want, it comes from a line of rat hunting dogs. So you drop a little rat and a mouse on the floor, little hairless terrier.
This terror is a joke, man. Hey, what's going on, H&H?
Hey, what's going on?
Virgin Morph's in here too.
What's up?
Nice. So you have an allergy, so if people don't know.
Yeah, I'm
so
allergic to cats, dogs, dubia roaches, everything.
Dubia roaches?
Yeah, people.
I'm allergic to stupid people. Very allergic.
That's subjective.
It's truthful. He has an allergy, and he found a hypoallergenic dog.
It's called an American Hairless Rat Terrier, and what's great about it is that it's the only American hairless dog native to America. Yeah, it's awesome. The only hairless dog native to America. It's stocky, small, but stocky. I don't really like small dogs, but beggars can't be choosy, and it's stocky, so it looks like.
It's not that small though. Like
no,
their head
medium.
gets up to at least like 30 inches.
30 inches. It only gets 18 inches high.
Shoulder is 18.
But their head is the height.
Their neck and then their head. Yeah,
right.
They're not that small So I wanted that dog, not the hairless. I didn't even know they had him. I just wanted a rat terrier. I love the way. Yeah. I love the way they look. Have David help look. I know the way they have that like signature white body with the black head, and I always liked them. I like Boston Terriers, but I don't like tiny dogs. So the next step was the rat terrier, and I could never find one that was in my budget. So when you said that, I'm thinking like we talked about this last night, and I'm picturing like Mr. Bigglesworth, like wrinkly, cat or a hairless rat. That's what it was like. But then I looked up the picture today when I texted you, and I was like, "Yo, that dog looks badass, especially with the brown patterns."
There's this dog trainer who trains attack dogs for families. You know, so it's a family dog first, and then it's like it's a protector as well. And he's training a little rat terrier, an American hairless. And this thing at 11 weeks is listening to commands, running up and doing obstacles. It's really an amazing dog. They're really smart, and they're small enough that I can probably bring along with me almost anywhere I go. So when I go on little expos and stuff, it'd be great. Bring them along. I'll be like, I have an emotional problem, and
Let's get them certified.
I need an emotional support dog.
You live in the city. You need a support animal to be in that fucking city.
The horns honking bother me.
They're around here somewhere. It's a blue one. Well, I know. I just opened it today.
Yeah, so I'm excited. So 2021 will probably be a year for me to get my first dog. It's exciting.
Pedro. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait till you get a dog. I want one. I want another dog. I've been searching, but I don't have the funds.
Yeah, I got to get on these people's list soon.
Yeah, I want another Labahula or a pit. I almost got a bully, but it didn't work out. The mama didn't take, and one mama miscarried.
Mm.
But I don't know. My in-laws got a Rottweiler that's freaking massive. I mean, this dog. I almost had to bring my dog home. Like we went over there for Thanksgiving yesterday, and this dog was just like he was like sunning my dog, like kind of was like jabbing his head at him and barking at him, and Bailey was kind of like, what's this asshole's problem, Even though they were just playing, but I just can't believe how big that dog was. Like it had to have been. They said it was 125 pounds. I think the dog was at least 150 pounds. It's huge. The head's the size of a basketball. Oh yeah, Roddy's
That's a huge dog. 160 pounds.
100. I would say it's close to 150 pounds. He was big. He was really big. He ran over Mario. Yeah, and poor Bailey was getting like just bullied by this dog. And then the dog was a drooler. So the dog, like, Bailey looked like he had like
and
hair
it's just
gel.
playing. It's just playing and knocking things over. Knocking people and other objects out of its way.
But I can't tell you how many times he took out my knee, this dog. So he was like one of those dogs, when he moves around, he wants people to know he's there, so he nudges into you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one looks like a bear. If I transferred the video, I took the video with a little camera. It was so crazy. Because Bailey's not a small dog. But compared to this dog, Bailey's 75 pounds. This dog was double the size of Bailey. And just walking, just muscular, just running around like a machine.
How big? How big of a dog is it? And how high up? You said it was knocking your knees out, but how?
His body was.
Right.
I don't know. His head was probably up to my hip.
Yeah, it's a big dog.
I don't know where my camera is. Oh, it was massive. I mean, if you see this dog, and then my father-in-law is this like, biker guy with tattoos all over him and big tall guy, and he's like
matches the dog.
Every command is in German. So we're outside, the dog's not on the loose. He's like 9, 9. The fucking dog's like focused on him, and he's yelling at the dog in German. The dog is just listening to every fucking command. I know it. I mean, they live in a tough neighborhood, so ain't nobody coming into that fucking house with that dog.
That's awesome, man. You can control a dog that big. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because both dogs were like Bailey's pretty trained as well, and we had like the front door open, and the dogs were kind of like doing their thing and not going outside. They both knew to stay inside, even though people were like walking by outside as well. But I don't know. I want a brindle pit again. I need another brindle pit. After we had to put down ours 2 years ago, I miss that dog so much, man. I need a female brindle pit.
What's brindle?
Brindle is
it the same thing as in mice? No, right? Like a brindle mouse?
Brindle brown and like tiger stripes type deal.
Yeah. That's cool. Still very short hair, right? Mm-mm.
Ah, yeah. The green screen here. Hold on. Turn off the green screen to none. We'll go green. So that's Kaya right there.
On the right. My right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dark one.
The dark one. That was my girl. And she was like straight up rescue. Like my buddy was driving home from a bar, and they were driving to a bar in January, and they see a dog tied up to like a post office blue box, and they're like, "Oh man," in the middle of Yonkers, and they're like, "Look at that dog! It's gonna snow. I hope someone brings it inside." This girl was saying. So they go to the bar. Now it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. They're coming home. They're like, "That dog better not be out there. Let's drive by that road and see." It's fucking snow and the dog's out there. So she freaks out. She gets out, and the dog's tied up to a post office blue box with speaker wire, and a choke chain. So they untied the fucking dog, grabbed the dog, and brought the dog inside. Brought the dog home. Because this was like just at where the mail people put their they put their inventory.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like the green box.
Blue box, the big blue ones. Oh. I don't know. Maybe they're green in Brooklyn.
The storage ones are green. The blue ones are the ones we drop shit in.
Oh, so where I grew up, they're all the same colors. Just one has a door, one doesn't.
Mailbox.
But what's going on, David? So they brought it home, and he was like, "Dude, I can't keep the dog. I just don't have time for a dog. If you want a female pit, I got one for you." So I worked a 16-hour day at the Cheesecake Factory, and I drove 3 hours, picked her up, and she was this 28-pound pit that was lactating. And I'm like, "Oh my God, this dog just must have had a litter or something, Bring it home, and he's like, "Dude, I'll pay for all the vet stuff. Bring it to the vet, get everything done." I bring her to the vet. She gets all of her shots, gets everything done. And 2 weeks from getting her, I get home from work and I hear fucking squeaking in my apartment. I get home.
She gave birth.
She gave birth to 3 puppies. She was under my futon giving birth, and I stayed up with her for another 6 hours and helped her with the remaining 2 puppies. And the runt didn't make it, and I had 4 beautiful pitties that she produced, and I gave them all away. It was crazy. I was working 90 hours a week.
How old were you?
I was 24 years old, single, living in a 1-bedroom apartment in downtown Albany, with 2 adult dogs and 4 puppies, and I was working 90 hours a week. So it was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God no one lived in the apartment above me. I'm steam cleaning the floor, because I'm getting home. There's shit and piss all over the place from these puppies, And oh my God, it was nuts. And Kaya was a horrible mother. She wanted no part of her babies. I had to yell at her and be like, "Kaya, go be a mom."
She was like, "I almost died carrying these babies."
Oh, she's like, dude, I couldn't believe it. I would get home from work. I'd have to find a puppy because I had a gate, and I had it like set up in the kitchen with her, like her whole area for the puppies and all of that. And I'd get home from work, and there'd be no puppies in the area.
She'd have knocked it down the gate.
No, she'd jump over the gate with the puppy in her mouth, and she would dump one puppy in the shower. She'd put one on a windowsill. She put one. One of her favorite spots was under the sink. So I had to take all the chemicals out from under the sink. She would open the doors and drop the puppies in the sink. And I get home, she'd be laying on the couch just staring at me, like happy that I'm home.
I wonder why.
I think that's why they abandoned her, because maybe she locked up, and then they said, "Oh no, she's a bad mom. She doesn't have big litters," It was right by Getty Square in Yonkers. It was messed up. But I know something? I had that dog for 14 years.
No
and Bennies
shit.
usually don't live that long. Yeah, I had her for 14 years. And
she ever breed again?
No, I spayed her right away.
Okay.
She was a horrible mother. And you know what? I wish I would have bred her one more time, because I wish I would have brought her to health and then bred her and then kept one of the puppies, because she was amazing. I mean, this dog was like, this was my girl. She really was my girl. Like, and like with a dog, like dogs with commands, they'll listen to you. But like her, you would know that she didn't want to do what you're asking her, but she'd still do it. So it'd be like, I'd be like, all right, Kai, time for a bath. And she'd dart. She'd run away and hide. And then I'd go find her and I'd be like, come on, Kaya, you got to take a shower. And then all of a sudden she'll walk with her tail under her legs and her head down, all like sad, and walk into the shower. And while she's in the shower, you can tell she was so unhappy about getting washed. And then even drying her, because like, she was a hood dog, and I don't know if it was just, because she smelled really bad. Like if you didn't wash her, she had like a very musky smell.
Mhm.
And I don't know if that was just she wasn't taken care of for so long.
She was a hood dog.
She was a hood dog, man. She was so small, and I couldn't even bring her around other dogs because she was very dominant, even though she was small, and she could fight like a motherfucker. So she got in a lot of fights as my dog, like, and it wasn't her fault. Every time a dog would snap at her, and as soon as the dog tries to bite her, then she'd pin them down on their neck, no matter what they are. It was actually really embarrassing one of the times because I went to fix the GM's wife's car.
No matter what size of the dog or what?
Oh, she would kick any dog's ass. She was tough. We were at my I was at my boss's
I'm assuming
house,
little
right?
dogs. Did she go after little dogs?
No, these are all big dogs that would.
No.
There was two like big dog fights that she got into. One of them was with the GM's dog because they were playing catch. We were playing catch with the dogs, and the dogs were perfectly fine. But Kai is a little shit. So if the other dog, it was a nice sized Doberman Pinscher, double her size, and if the Doberman got the ball, Kai would rip the ball out of the Doberman's mouth while they were running back to us to give us the ball. So the Doberman got pissed off, bit Kai in the ear, and in one move, Kai pinned the dog down by its neck and put puncture wounds in my GM's fucking dog's neck. Oh, it was really rough. And then another time was we were in downtown Albany at the big park, and somebody's 2 male pit bulls were loose, just running, just diesel dogs, loose.
Mm-hmm.
And the dogs came up, and they came up to Kaya, and they started smelling her that she was female. And then one of them, everything was all good, and then all of a sudden, one of them tried mounting her. So she got into fighting mode, and before you know it, it was the 2 dogs trying to fight her. I'm pinning down this like 80-pound pit bull while Kaya has the other one pinned down by its neck, and the owner shows up like minutes later, like, what are you doing to my dogs? And I'm like, where's your dog's leash? Like, it was bad.
Why am I handling your dog?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, put a leash on your fucking dogs if your dogs can't control themselves. Because Kaya was a shit, man. I taught her how to skateboard too. So my favorite thing would be to go to the skateboarders at the parks and be like, hey, you mind if there's a little drool on your skateboard? And I'd be like, what do you mean? I'm like, because my dog skateboards. And I'd be able to, if I flung the skateboard,
Mm-hmm.
Kaya would run full speed and then hop on the skateboard and then run and pick it up and skateboard. I mean, I miss that dog. So you have your first dog, but if you talk to people that like had dogs all their life, which I didn't, everyone says they have that one dog that was like the best dog ever.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was yours.
That was mine. Yeah, there was no way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's why I hope you get a dog.
I really want one, man. I really, really want one. And I've never wanted. I've liked dogs. Never. It's not like cats. I'm not a cat fan. But dogs. I've always liked dogs. I like other people's dogs. Can never play with them. Can never mess around with them. This dog. Kind of in love with this dog.
Hell yeah, man. There's something about. So the thing about dogs is that it's like unmeasurable love. Like My dog, I could be with my dog all day, and then I could run to the store for 2 minutes, come back, and it'll be like I've been gone for days. And he's like so happy to see me, you know? Like he's running around, he's jumping on the couch and going crazy, kind of like showing off, you know? So I love dogs. I'm used to having 2 dogs. So that's why we're searching. If I can find a brindle pit or a bully or another Catahoula, I wouldn't mind another Catahoula leopard dog.
So you didn't grow up with dogs.
No, because
when did you get your first dog?
My first dog his name was Chino. And that was when I got my apartment in Albany. That was my first dog. So my father grew up on a farm. Dogs never go into the house.
Mm-hmm.
The dogs are outside. They're protecting the chickens, you know, and the house. So I tried, man. When I was a kid, I can't tell you how many dogs I brought home, and my father was like, "You better return that shit." Hey, you both are leaving. You know, I'm like, I can't bring it back. He's like, "Well, you better find a home because you're not coming home with that dog."
Mm.
So when I moved out, that was the first thing I did. Was I got a dog.
How old were you?
24.
Oh, all right. So this dog you're talking about, the brindle pit.
No, I got Chino like 4 months earlier.
Oh, so you had 2 dogs the whole time. So
yeah,
she grew up with another dog. She had another dog.
Well, she had a friend. She had her brother Chino. I got Chino. Chino was another rescue that someone that my friend was a breeder, and they sold this red-nosed pit to someone that lied about where they lived. They lived in a group home, and they were keeping the dog in a cage in their closet. And the neighbors would hear the dog crying, so they reported the dog. So they returned this dog, and she had like 3 females producing. She didn't. Everybody wants a puppy. Nobody wants a medium-sized dog already, you know. Mm-hmm. So she gave me Chino, but Chino was a mess. He had emotional issues. This dog was locked up in the closet all day long, in the dark. He was in a small cage, so his posture was all fucked up. He couldn't walk straight. When he walked, instead of walking like straight, he walked on an angle like that straight. Like he was really traumatized. And he was a very, very aggressive dog. I actually ended up having to give him away because he was very protective of my mother. And my mother fell and broke 3 ribs. And I told you, my mother was paralyzed already. So now she's paralyzed, half her body's paralyzed, and then she has 3 broken ribs. And Chino knew something was wrong with her. And since my parents' house had all stairs, I took my mother in, and she stayed with me while her ribs healed for 6 months. And Chino wouldn't let me in the room with her. Like, dogs know. So, like, if you have somebody with disabilities, a dog will know that. A dog will pick it up and automatically be protective of that person. And Chino was really protective of my mother, even to his master. I couldn't go in the same room as him. Like, he would attack me.
I didn't know that about animals. I didn't know that about dogs, I meant.
Oh, Chino was a pisser, man. This dog, like, when my parents would visit me up here, upstate, the dog knew how to open up doorknobs. So, in the guest room, Chino would open up the door, sneak into the guest room, and then kick my father out of the room. I'd wake up, and my father's sleeping on the couch, and Chino's in bed with my mother.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and
funny.
I ended up giving Chino. Chino's a very protective dog, and he lost his life because of that. I gave it to a friend named Rob, and Rob's wife, Rob's daughter's boyfriend was beating her, and the dog broke into the room and tore him up. In New York State, if your dog attacks a human, you either get a lawsuit or you put the dog down. So they had to put Chino down. So Chino did the gave up his life to protect this girl.
All right.
But
That sucks, man.
it does
It's horrible.
suck.
Like a hero.
Yeah.
There's a hero.
He did the right thing, and he lost his life because of it. But back to snakes. Dude, I can't believe today. So when you do pairings, how long until you check? Like if you drop a mail in.
Fairly soon after, because I usually do pairings in the evening. So I'll start about 8 o'clock, dropping everybody in. Then I'll relax, do something, maybe by like midnight, I'll go and I'll peek in before bed. 1 o'clock, I'll peek in before bed, sometime right before bed. And then in the morning, I'll do a slow peek through. So it's fairly soon after. I don't wait like a whole day. I used to wait 24, 36 hours, but then I felt like I was missing them. And then I realized I am missing them. Some of them go fast. Some of them are Minutemen.
Yeah.
Some of them are. They're not.
I always, what's it called, dude? I'll pair them like after dinner, let's say, and then I check the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Today, with kids out of school, me and David did like 18 pairings today. No, not 18. Whatever. We did a bunch of pairings today. I don't remember. And just for shits and giggles, I was like, you know what? Let me check if they're latched. And I can't believe it that a whole bunch of them were latched. Ton of them. I would say like 90% of them were latched.
Yeah. Very soon. They get right to work. They don't want to be together, for any other reason. And I find that not all of them are like this either. I mean, again, I find them to be very much like humans in that their behaviors differ pretty much across the board. But I get a lot of them that once they're finished, they're just like, peace. It's like rolling over.
Opposite side of the tubs.
They look at the opposite side of the room, right? They're not sitting there cuddling. Then I have one dude, Zeus cuddles, dude. He gets in there and he, hells yeah, that's me. Peeping Tom, Peeping John, Peeping John. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I checked and I was like, because it's easier to peep on those. Forget it.
And that's most of them anyway.
And I was like, holy shit! And I had a lot of rookies pair up today too, which I was really happy about.
Mm-hmm.
I weighed my Enchi Disco Orange Ghost female, and she weighed 1,700 grams. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and she was cold seeking. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh shit, which male am I going to put with them? Because that's where I run into a lot of issues. And the big issue is do I go for double hets? Do I go
big
for
up to double hets? Big up to double hets.
And you know me, I love my
big up to triple
projects. So Junior has his pastel clown. That's a 2019 from Snake Man's Exotics. Mm-hmm. And I was like, do I go for visuals? I was going to put the black pastel fire orange ghost in because that would be a cool pairing too. But I'm like, I really want to get disco because disco clowns are really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really nice. There's a lot, disco has a lot going on. I really like disco, and I don't have any disco. I like one of the Kodam jeans that I really like.
Yeah, and I put this rookie 600-gram pastel clown in, and within 2 hours he was latched, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Awesome.
So that was like a big pairing today. I also from 2018.
I find like if they know what to do, they do it.
They go for it. Yeah, they either do or they're horrible and they fuck with you for a whole season and don't breed to anybody.
And they just need a year off,
The other great pairing that I did today was I had 2018. I produced 4 black pastel het pieds females. I sold 1. I kept 3, and 2 of them are at 1,400 grams. 1 of them's at 1,500 grams. So I said, you know what, a little small. 15 is my limit. You know, let me just see if anyone pairs. She's a great eater. So I threw in a banana double het orange ghost pied.
Okay.
You know, because banana pies can't go wrong.
You got locks?
Got a lock within like 1 hour.
That's
Lock.
it. Yeah. Check within a few hours.
So I got some heavy hitting locks. I do. And now I finally have a game plan for the Banana Desert Ghost Het Pied female maker. So I was at like 3 females. At first I was only breeding a Het Pied, a Cine Pied, and a Pied. And then 3 weeks ago I added the cinnamon. What did I add? 3 weeks ago, I added the lesser leopard pastel female. Yeah, leopard lesser pastel.
Okay.
So now I'm up to 4. And then 2 weeks ago, I added the what was it? The pastel pied het orange ghost. So it will be possible orange ghost, but that's a project that I'm eventually going to work into everything.
Orange ghost.
Yeah, desert ghost, orange ghost, pies. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So I got a latch from them 2 weeks ago, and then today I said, you know what? Why don't I keep this whole banana cinnamon going? Because banana cinnamons are beautiful. Banana cinnamons, banana black pastels. Oh yeah. So I said, you know what? My cinnamon clutch number 2 of 2020, she gained all of her weight back, and she's already up 300 grams from before pairing last season. So she's on deck. So now that project is officially full. Six females for him.
He's a max 6 females. Good.
And he's eating like a pig.
Yeah. And he's locking with all of them? You got locks?
Yeah.
That's great.
So the pied, the cinnamon het pied, the first one, and the het pied, I've been getting locks with them for 3 months already.
So you should have some early eggs this year. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I already got 1 clutch for 2020. It's due 2021. It's due January 7th. That was
awesome.
Yeah, what was that pairing? Pastel to a Mojave orange ghost genetic stripe male. So going for the double hets.
Say that again.
Pastel female.
Say it again. Orange ghost what?
To a Mojave orange ghost genetic stripe male.
Mojave orange ghost genetic stripe male. Great.
So Pastavi,
double hets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those would be nice double hets too. Pastel Mojave in there. I like Mojave. Mojave is
I think that's one of my favorites is the Pastavi.
Mojave helps rip up the sides of everything, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanna get hopefully I can prove out I have 2 super pastel Mojave double possible het clown hypos. Because I love Mojave clowns. Super pastel Mojave clowns, the dorsal is like bright silver. Bright silver. So that's on my radar, you know. It's the Mojave that adds to it. So we're hoping.
And And what visual recessives are you working with? What any other visual recessives you're looking to hit this year?
So this year will be a ton of pied, a lot of pied. I think I have over
All straight
15
pied or pied with different types of codoms?
different types of codons. Yeah.
Oh, so it's gonna
So
be
I
nice and
have,
complicated to figure everything out.
well, I got the banana pies, and then I got the banana pies that will be 100% het desert ghost. So that's another project. And then I have the pied orange ghost project as well. So I have those three projects, and then I'm also making more. So I have a pied het albino that I'm breeding. I have 5 female het albinos. Four are het albino, and one
Mm-hmm.
cine het albino. So I'll be breeding a pie to those to make some albino het pies, and then grow that project.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a lot of
But you got a
pies
lot. I
going.
was gonna say you have a lot going on then.
Yeah,
It's growing steady this year for you.
And then I just got those two het candy pastel het candy possible het pies from Gomez. That they're on their way as well. They're like I think they were like 350 grams.
We're not. Those are 22s we're talking about, right?
Those are 22s, but I think it'll be cool. Hopefully by then I'll have a different male to be breeding to these albinos.
Mm-hmm.
And then my pied het albino will be a great candidate for them because Candino het pieds, or if I hit Candino pied would be a cool looking snake, you know. And I'm also trying. Have you ever mixed pied with champagne?
No, that's happening this year.
So
yeah, because I like the champagne het pieds
because it's visual. They look like pies.
They look more like pies than actual champagne pies. The champagne pies kind of like really it's high white all the way down. It kind of takes away any of the patterning. I think it's only in the head, just like a spider, right?
Yeah,
something similar like that.
That champagne het pied is a better looking animal than a champagne pied.
Yeah, there's a couple of projects that I have for I consider them table projects, you know, and that's just so they're gonna look good at the expo on the table. You know, they're going to be relatively inexpensive and be a good looking first or second pet for somebody. Rank Hurricane, Sapphire, and Mahogany in your guys' opinions.
That's all you.
All right. Well, I don't know Sapphire. I can't talk about Sapphire too much.
Yeah, I don't know Sapphire either.
Hurricane, I find to be very much like the Blitz and the Trick. So I actually find
that's the argument, isn't it?
That's the argument, you know. Except that you know the I mean, you can pick. You were able to pick up Trick last year, Trick Blackheads for $100 at expos out here, and Hurricanes are still going for thousands of dollars. So there's an argument there, but it's a really shitty argument for people who have Hurricane, and a great argument for people who have Trick. You know, and then there's the Blitz. You know, and I'm sure they're all just slightly different. And there's one it's like pastels. And there's going to be one that's considered superior at some point. But in the meantime, they're going to get mixed quite a bit. And yeah, I have it. And Mahogany. My Mahogany, I just got into Mahogany. I should be getting my Mahogany Pie next week. And I just got my Mahogany Lavender Albino Het Pied this week.
Female or male?
That was a male. The female is the Mahogany Pie. The
nice.
Mahogany Pie is a female.
Is that from the same person that that Grab Your Balls got his mahogany pied from?
You know what? I'm not up on who he got his mahogany pied from. I
Oh,
forget.
I don't even know what bullseye is. You know what bullseye?
Bullseye. I know Bullseye, and I was actually just going to throw out Bullseye there because when you were talking about cinnamon, and maybe Joe can help us out. Joe, who was the guy that was selling the Bullseye? He was at Battlefield. He pulled out this cinnamon banana, and I was like, sold. I want it. It was unlike any cinnamon banana I seen, and he told me it had a gene that he was trying to prove out called the bullseye, and it wasn't for sale. And it was the
Oh,
only
fuck.
snake that I was just like, I want it right now. You know, it was beautiful. It had a mocha to it. It was like there was a mocha to it, and all he had was really males going on. And I said, you know what? Let me see and check and see what maybe I'll buy it. I'm not sure. And I went back to the table, and actually Joe went off, and he went to look at it. He looked at the guy's different samples of what he had, and he picked it up. There's something there, and it was a fairly inexpensive gene to start off with, but there was definitely something there, that the guy is working on.
And this is someone that's proving everything out. He's at the proving stage right now.
He's at the proving stage, and he's small enough that he has to let certain things go. So he was letting a few things go. Nice family business,
Nice.
Yeah, they were really nice, and yeah. So I'm glad it's like we got it local now. So we got some of it, local. Yeah, we'll see what Joe does with it. But if you're hearing us, let us know who that person was. If you can remember or figure it out.
He doesn't remember off the top of his head. He's not home, he said.
Oh, yeah, I have. He's I could probably look through the Instagram and figure it out, But
Oh man, I can't.
yeah. Mahogany pieds, he asked. Mahogany pieds, high white. I don't know if they're predominantly high white or not. Like I said, I'm just getting my first one in. I don't know too much about it. I just was trying to get in something that was not ground floor, because it's not ground floor no more, but it's relatively on the building size with no elevators. Then no higher than the fifth floor.
I want mahogany. Eventually, I can't wait. Like right now, I'm kind of like taking the long road on everything. But I'm hoping
Do you guys want to see it?
I want to see it.
All right, hold on. Let me go get it.
I can't wait till I can add some new morphs. But I got a lot of morphs to work with right now to kind of figure out. So I'm fine with doing that. Let's see if I missed anybody that's in here. Oh man, I got big news, but there's no one. We only got 5 people in here. Next week's guest is going to be crazy. Does it smell rich of mahogany?
It looks very much like an albino.
Oh wow. Oh, that's crazy.
See the highlights down here?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's pretty crazy how it's almost like iridescence.
And it's so clean and striking up top. Where the yellow ends and where the white begins, there's no blurring it. There's it's great.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see more albino in my collection.
Has these beautiful oranges coming through.
But those colors, those discolorations on the belly,
You see the yellow
so
on?
awesome.
Can you get the yellow on the bottom there?
It's fighting up. It showed up.
There it is.
Yeah.
See it? It's so wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And this is a JKR. This is my first JKR.
Nice.
Hmm.
So who's in here still? We got Bane in here. Janae. Oh, we're down to 4.
Sorry, that was in another room.
You're like a ninja. You got out there. You got there and back that fast.
It's not downstairs.
That's awesome. I definitely
Yep.
want to get mahogany in my life. I know AJ was trying to downsizing, and I was going to pick up some mahoganies from him.
Oh, I didn't. I'm not sure if I was realized he had mahogany. You know, I can't remember what we were talking about when he was downsizing, but I didn't remember if it was mahogany.
If I'm correct, it was red stripe mahogany. He had a pair. But I plan on getting into it eventually. I mean, right now, I have enough projects. I have so many different projects right now that I have to just. I don't want to add any new stuff because I want to tire out. Not even tire out because I haven't even opened up the can. You know what I mean? Like I haven't broken the seal yet with the projects that are going right now,
Mm-hmm.
and the inventory is growing with holdbacks. You know, this year's focus was Orange Dream. So Orange Dream is like a big part of growing, and I actually think that snake that I got from that shitty Craigslist deal
Mm-hmm.
it was a pastel double het hypo pied, and I'm like 90% positive that first off I bred it and it didn't prove out to be pied or hypo, but I've been
That
saying
sucks.
oh, it sucks. And on top of that, she had 3 duds. She had 3 duds, 3 good eggs. 1 egg died 2 weeks into incubation, and the second egg had all the imperfections. Remember, I was telling you about that the belly button was like 2 inches.
Yeah.
Actually, I sent you a picture.
This was the recent
The
the
recent
clutch, right? Yeah.
But the baby that survived is a female, and I am so positive. I feel really confident about it that it's a pastel orange string.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Everything about it is screaming orange dream. So I'll hold it back. But then I just had that new clutch that hatched out the pastel orange dream to the fire spot nose pinstripe, and that clutch was definitely a OD heavy clutch. I want to wait till they shed, so I wouldn't consider labeling them yet. But I'm pretty confident that I hit a pastel. No. I'm pretty confident that I hit a spot nose fire OD male, which would be a holdback, because that will be a great male to be able to mix into other projects. Because I'm trying to isolate the pinstripe. I have too much pinstripe going on right now. And then I also hit 2 snakes that I believe that are fire, orange dream, spot nose pinstripes. Now, one of them may not have fire. I haven't determined that, and I won't know until it sheds before I can actually make an educated guess. And then I have the 2 snakes that I think I hit gold, and it's orange dream, spot nose, firefly, pinstripe, and I got a male and a female.
See, I haven't produced any orange dream, but every orange dream that I've bought, I've only bought a handful, but
Can you
when
get
I
the new
got them,
OD clutch? The one with more snakes?
when I received them, I was unimpressed. And we've
I,
had this conversation in the
I
past.
remember.
Yeah, and I was just like, what's going on? And it wasn't until my pastel orange dream got to be about 900 grams that all of a sudden it shed one day and it was glowing. And it has not stopped glowing since. It's
Hey,
now
what's
about
going on, Lou?
1800 grams and looking amazing. But I haven't produced any as babies, as hatchlings, so I don't know what they would look like. I don't even know what to look for because I've seen my pastels that blow away baby orange dreams that I've bought.
All right. So I produced a lot of spot nose pinstripes.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I notice is look how bright that dorsal is. So that's why I think this is spot nose. Now this snake hasn't shed yet. That's why it's looking kind of. But the brightness of the dorsal is pretty crazy. So that's why I'm assuming that these are orange dream. Same thing on this one. This is the clutch mate. So these both are female.
Mm-hmm.
With the head, I see spot nose. So I think this is the one that I'm pretty confident that this is a spot nose fire pinstripe orange string. But we'll see when she sheds because you know how pinstripes are. Before they shed, they get really dark.
Yeah, I was going to say that it hasn't even had its first shed yet. Neither one of those, right?
None of the snakes from the new clutch.
Okay.
This is the male that I think I'll almost definitely hold back and prove out. So when you look at it visually, it looks like a straight up spot nose fire, right? But it is brighter, it has higher blushing, and it has some crazy tracks.
Yeah.
So all these heavy tracks are going in. You know, OD throws off tracks just like a het pied, and so that's why I'm pretty confident. And this is a male, so I'm happy about this. Hopefully next year he'll be an early breeder and prove out. But now, when I say I think I struck gold, I'll grab them both together. So these two are just.
Now those are bright snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these ones I think are the. So I'm positive that these are definitely Orange Dream. Oh, this up. Orange Dream Firefly Spot Nose Pinstripes. Now Gomez and me have talked about it, which pinstripe can throw wacky dorsals, especially with pinstripe. So spot nose and pinstripe do funky stuff. And what he's thinking is this one is more broken up. It doesn't have that line on that dorsal. Because
Right.
it almost pulls off like a spinner effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks this one has fire. He thinks this one is the spot nose Firefly Orange Dream Pinstripe. He thinks this one doesn't have the fire. Now, me personally, I think it actually does. And I think that just because pinstripe and spot nose can create so much different variations, because what I see is the dorsal has the same tone, and I see that the sides have the same tone, as well as the bellies. The only difference is this one has a bolder stripe over this one. But that can happen. That can be thrown by spot nose pin. The spot nose pin, you can produce 5 spot nose pins and they'll all look different.
Well, pinstripe has such variation when mixed with subtle genes. I have so many pinstripes that are all over the place. They look crazy.
But that's why I like this guy.
Yeah.
because it eliminates it. It'll eliminate the pinstripe, because that's where I'm running into is
Can I see the head stamp on that? Bring that closer.
the head stamp is fucking nuts.
A little closer, please.
Even closer. Yeah, wait. Let me switch the light. Oh,
Yeah, I had that spot nose head.
oh yeah. It has the spot nose head, the spot nose nose, and then spot nose fire kind of throws out this like pattern on the sides.
Talk to me about this spot nose that you're talking about.
Well, just the way the pattern on the head, how it works its way to the nose. So I've noticed the spot nose will
You're
get.
talking about down the front of the nose, the top here?
Yeah, how you have. So what I've noticed with spot nose, right on the head, is that the nose and then middle is kind of always connected with 3 circles, and then you get an additional 2 circles back here.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think where. Hold on, let me put my headset down. Let me grab the spot nose fire. I have a spot nose fire male that is up here somewhere. Well, I'll show some examples. So here's another example. Well, I'm trying to find the spot nose fire if it's on this rack. Where the hell is it? Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Yeah, it took too long, and I failed. I failed looking for it, but I could show you with with the spot nose. Well, it got washed out by the pastel. You can kind of see it. So this
What's
one
up, Lou?
on the nose, it's almost like a heart.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a firefly spot nose.
You see how washed out that head is, man.
Yeah, then the pattern's like really washed out, and there's so many whites with the yellows, and then spot nose adds. So I noticed that spot nose adds a lot of pixelation up here. So it's like kind of like white down here, but then it's like yellow pixelation with like a little bit of a green tint up there. This one's a holdback. I actually have one of these for sale. Cool looking snake. What's going on, Joshua?
It's a male, right?
Female.
Female.
Yeah.
Spot nose firefly.
Yep. And not just, she is like an incredible eater. So if she doesn't sell by the time she hits 600 grams, she's just going to stay at DMJ Reptiles.
How much does she weigh right now?
I think last time I weighed her is when I posted her on Morph Market. I'm not asking much for her either. I'm $300. Morph Market. Manage inventory. Oh, well, she's. Oh, because that's. Wait a minute. No, this is old. When I weighed her, when I did this post is like a month and a half old. She just weighed 90 grams, but.
All right. So call me when she's 575.
575. She'll be at the holdback stage.
Oh, you just said 600. Come on. You
Spot-nose
got
is interesting.
you got those free rodents over there, dude.
I know they eat good over here. They're not free, okay? They still just because it costs me 30 cents to raise a small. I also got to clean rat shit every week. I'm doing really bad at not cursing. You know that?
I think Amanda helps, doesn't she?
She does.
Yeah.
She does. She won't be hands-on, but she does help. Thank God. That's the only reason why we can clean all those bins in less than 3 hours.
Well, yeah, man. Behind every great man, there's a great woman, right?
That's what they say.
Mm. You should say the same thing if you want that continued help.
She's not in the room, so I don't have to. No, rats aren't more work than the balls. I think there's more reward out of the
I
rats
agree, Lou.
than the balls. I love my rats. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I love them.
There is more reward. There's a lot more reward in growing your own tomatoes and salad and whatnot. It's just a lot of work to get your own salad on the table. It's a great reward. It's more nourishing too.
I never
But
grown
it's a
lettuce, so I
lot
couldn't
of
tell you.
fucking work.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I open up those bins, and they run for pets, and then like little things like I feed them goldfish, and you see these rats running around with fucking goldfish, eating it with 2 hands. It's like I don't know. There's so much reward because then you're like you open that bin, and then you see like 3 females drop litters, and you got like 60 pinkies in there, and you're like. That like yes, like oh man, I'm feeding big, because as a rodent breeder, if people that don't breed rodents, you want to breed enough to feed your animals, right? But you're going to run into the situation where some weeks they get larger food than others. So that feeling where you're going through bin after bin, and 80% of your bins have a pile of pups and pinks and everything else in there. It's the whole concept of the successive breeding as well as the whole concept of going like, shit, in 2 weeks, you're going to be so heavy, you're going to be able to, your big females, my 3,500, 3,000 plus gram females, I can actually give them a large rat. Because how many large rats do you order?
None.
Exactly. Why? Because you don't need to. You can feed mediums and smalls.
I feed small pluses at the most. All I do is order enough rodents now for my females. Whichever females don't eat, that goes over to my males. Right? If a male needs to skip a week, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And if whichever males weren't offered the following week, I just add 5, 10, however many to the following order the next week. It's kind
Joe
of like
understands.
how I do it.
There's so much reward in breeding rodents. I can't explain it.
Don't get me wrong. I will. I would like to breed my own rodents. I wish.
Yeah, but you want to breed African soft furs, where I can say right now, if I could not breed African soft furs ever again,
Mm-hmm.
I would be so happy.
Well,
I
why?
would, man. Because they bite me. They bite.
You have
they
a problem
fucking
with
bite.
them. See, they don't.
No.
I think maybe. No, this is what I was thinking. Jose doesn't have a problem with them, right? And this is possibly because he has only African soft furs, right? And only having African soft furs, maybe does not the pheromone and the smell of the other species of rodents in the room, what keeps them a little agitated and angst ridden. Maybe that's the case.
I think I'm just not an African soft fur whisperer like Jose is. Mine are fucking assholes. Mine are assholes. Dude, I've tried everything, and now I'm trying. I just bought a huge bag of black sunflower seeds.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes, because I am learning little things. Hold on, I'm sorry. My multitasking while drinking wine is not as great.
Well, Joe's wife, she's like a little whisperer. She kind of like rubs the back of their spine and then is able to pick them up very easily. You know, she was kind of bragging about her skills.
Well, it's not. So my issue with the African softers is they can be territorial at times, and what happens is the ones that you're not grabbing
Mm-hmm.
are the ones that catch you.
So you're not, it's not the ones that you're grabbing and coming back up to bite you.
No, they're not coming back to bite you. It's
Mm-hmm.
the ones that you're not paying attention. So like I won't realize that my hand is, I would say, 6 inches away from the opening of their caves.
Okay.
Because they're fucking fast. So I'll grab one.
Another reason why I need my American hairless.
And then they'll grab your finger. Then they'll snatch your finger. And it's not a bad bite. And I wouldn't say that it's like an aggressive. It's not so much of a. It's not like a violent bite.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they're just giving a taste. Like, hey, what does this thing taste like? So 50% of the time they don't draw blood. But 50% of the time they catch you. And you're like, you little fucker. And then all of a sudden you're like, whatever, you just keep going. And then all of a sudden you start seeing your glove fill up with blood. So that's why
attracting
I don't like
all
them.
the other ones.
Like they bite me and I'm like, oh gosh. So, but I will say, so I'm a big fan of the Iron Dog in My Animal House's live streams on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very big in the African softwares, and they were explaining about how, oh hey Mountain Dew Mining, oh Lorg is here, the Portuguese Russian. You got to give them sodium. If you notice that they're killing their offspring, people give them bacon. You actually give them bacon. Fucking bacon, yeah. So me, you know how I feel about wasting food. So you know what I did? I had like old pepperoni, and that shit was funny as hell, man. I threw in a bunch of pepperoni inside there, and they were running around with little discs of pepperoni. It was hysterical.
Yeah, man. I like the African softwares, from what I see of them, from the handling I've had, I've only had limited handling with them. If I was going to get a little breeding session going for myself, I would do African softwares.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely beneficial. 100%.
I would need to have like 1,600 going at any time to keep my supply steady, but that's what I kind of calculated it out to be.
You do the mathematics of it. I'm fine with doing the rats, the mice, and the African softwares. I like to give them a variety. But I gotta say, man, I got black. So this week we started with the black sunflower seeds, and we got them at Walmart. It was like 50-pound bag or 40-pound bag for like $18.
Mm-hmm.
And between giving them pepperoni, I noticed that I had, so out of 8 colonies, I found 2 dead ones. I normally find anywhere from 20 to 30 dead ones.
Mm.
For some reason, and it's not even like they're eating their babies. They're just fucking killing them. Like there's just like 2 bites on their neck and that's it.
Mm.
So I was told that if they're low in sodium, they'll actually do that. So that's why people feed them bacon, which I don't feed my own family bacon as much as I wish because it's so fucking expensive. So,
hence the little bacon bites that you didn't want to waste.
Yeah, I mean that's why they got like, color changing pepperoni. Like
College.
when
I've
you have
never heard of
pepperoni.
this.
If you have pepperoni in your fridge, once it's there for like over a week,
Oh, I see. I
7
see.
to 10 days, it starts to get that discoloration, and that's when it goes from human food to
rodent food.
African sulfur food.
Sure enough.
But so I bought the sunflower seeds, and other than the sunflower seeds being like, I don't know, like my whole thing is if you don't make a mess, you don't have to clean up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, there's a learning curve with scooping out these sunflower seeds, man, because they fucking get everywhere. I'm gonna have sunflowers growing in my basement because of all the sunflower seeds that fall out of the scooper. But we'll see. We'll see how they do. This is like actually we're doing really good with the African sulfurs right now. Where hopefully, I have 2 people that want colonies, and I don't remember who they are. And I have I want to say that I have at least right now, I got to have at least 60, 80 medium African sulfurs. So I'm going to actually start colonizing them and selling off colonies to people.
Cool.
Because, people like them,
Yeah, for sure.
And I breed them, I feed them to my hatchlings. I like to feed, it's more of like an availability thing for me for my hatchlings. So 1 week they'll eat mice, 1 week they'll eat African sulfurs. Another week they'll eat rat pups.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like rotates around. And I kind of like that because
that's awesome, dude. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure we would all do that if we could. Why not have the variety if we could?
Yeah, and it's just the way it works. Like even with like the large amount of rodents that I breed, 1 week you're gonna have. 1 week I'm gonna have like if I count right because I don't count much, but 1 week I'll have 400 pinky rats. But then I won't have a 400 pinky rat until next month, because they're 30-day cycles.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 week I'll be like pulling out male mice. So for example, last week I pulled out of all the juvie mice that weren't weaned yet. I mean, were weaned. Like they were just weaned, they're fine to put in another bin. I pulled out, I want to say 60 male mice. That doesn't always happen, So then I feed off all these males, keep feeding them off, as well as, and the same thing happens with the African sulfurs. But African sulfurs is kind of tricky because you got to colonize them when they're young. If you don't colonize them when they're young, you're screwed because once they colonize, it's so hard to introduce new males.
Mm-hmm.
Because a female's easy because you're going to line breed. Right?
Well, I mean, what I hear is when you're colonizing them, right? So they have an offspring, and you need to replace a male. You just let one of his sons grow up in the tub with them,
Exactly.
and once he becomes of age, you just take the dad out, and there's a natural cycle.
Yeah.
Is that not right? That's right.
And that's what I do with females as well, because I'll have like you'll go and then you'll find like a dead female.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks when you have a dead male. But if you have a dead female, you can just replenish it with an offspring, and it's just line breeding. Because of the dad to the daughter. When it comes to a male, it kind of puts you in a little bit of a pickle because it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks before that male can breed again. And that's why, like, Jose likes to go with 2 males. But I've noticed with 2 males, not all the time, but a nice portion of the time, those males will eventually start fighting. And then what happens is when you pop open that bin, it's like a hostile environment. And that's just what I've dealt with. Now,
maybe upping the amount of females in there?
Yeah, but I can only go so big with those stainless steel tubs. Because the stainless steel tub is...
What are the dimensions of those?
12 by
Roughly?
20, 12 by 20 by 8.
Okay. 12 by 20 by 8. And what is your ratio in there?
I go 1 to 4. So what I do is you always end up with one that dies. Almost always. It's very rare that they all will make it, right? Or a month into them actually producing, you'll find a dead one.
Mm-hmm.
So I go 1 to 6, and it eventually works its way down to 1 to 4.
I see.
Now, once it's 1 to 4, if I lose one, then I grow out a female and make it back to 1 to 4.
Right.
But by then, I'm realizing that the African soft furs are kind of like the rats. It's not like the mice. Like the mice are such efficient breeders. So like you can breed a female mouse, and she'll have 12 litters. You can breed her for a year, and she'll have 12 litters above, 15 to 20 babies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rats and African soft furs, you don't get that pleasure.
There's a huge fluctuation in the amount of babies that they're laying.
They kind of pyramid, it's like their first litter will be like 10 to 15, and then you'll get that for like the first 3 litters, I would say, and then all of a sudden it's like
teetering off.
No, it peaks. It gets up to like you're having like these like 20 plus litters where everybody's surviving, and when you have like 2-3 females, now you have this bin with like 40 little fuckers that are so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the other thing with the African soft furs is they're a more aggressive animal. They're a lot faster. They're a lot sneaker. I mean, with the mice, I could be in there like one, quick. Usually there's like 1 or 2 assholes that I can't catch. With the African soft furs, sometimes I'm like in there for like a minute straight trying to catch them, and I can't catch one. And there's still like 10 of them. It's not like there's only 2.
Right.
Where mice are like, rats are like, that's why I love rats. They're stupid. Like you drop a rat on the floor by mistake, if you drop one,
he hangs out.
You just reach down and grab him.
It depends how close to that rack he is. If it's right to the edge of that rack, he goes right underneath it.
Like I've had rats chew the bin, and I count, right? Because I always count so I know, so I can kind of project what my feeding schedule will be, right? So I've had like in my grow out bins where the rats escape, they'll chew, and then you'll have like 10 rats that escape, right? Those dumb bastards are on top of the bin below.
They're just hanging out.
Hanging out. Like, where the fuck? What am I supposed to do over here?
They're not exploring or anything like that. They're just trying to stay where it's warm and convenient and safe.
You get that one asshole. So like, we just caught one, and I was so happy to catch it, quarantine it, and feed it to the boa. Because we had one escape. I had somebody come by picking up rats, a friend of mine that he's the one that taught me how to breed mice. He's the one that brought the success, because I never had success, but I was doing it all wrong. My earlier days of breeding mice, what I was doing was I would go to Komodo or Reptile Deli, and I would buy mama mice. I'd buy like, 4 moms and 60 pinkies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would grow those out, and then I would buy hoppers. So I would feed my hatchlings the hoppers I bought, and then the next week I would be feeding fuzzies, and the following week would be hopper mice for my hatchling snakes.
Right.
And then I would hold back those females and breed them, and I had very poor success. Whether it was deaths, whether it was eating their babies, full change of environment of an established female was an issue that I was running into. Where now, I separate my females, and I'll start making colonies, and I'll label the colony, let's say. So every one of my colonies labeled, a letter, right? So I'll add a letter to the colony because I have cards for each colony that on my racks, I have Velcro on them. And then I have breeder cards. And every time I move the rodents to the next bin, the card goes in the next bin as well. So then I'll say, okay, well, these are females from colony A. When those females are breeder size, then that's when I introduce the male, and that's where I get my most success. And in the bins that I have, I can do 1 male to 10 females and kind of balance out where I end up with 8, strong breeders. And that's where I start overproducing on the mice,
I see. Well, I mean, overproduction is probably better than underproduction, no? I mean, it's always better to overproduce.
It is, but it's tough because so where I am in upstate New York, you can't get rodents. It's kind of what's going on in Westchester right now. Because the one place that was selling rodents in Westchester was pet goods. It's a pet store I actually worked at for years. Um, so the owner, poor guy, man, he had like 3 strokes in a week, and that was all she wrote. Richie ended up passing. Ironically, talking about Richie, I watched
Shit, I didn't know about it.
I watched Out for Justice today, Steven Seagal movie.
Yeah.
And you know how he goes, Richie, why you kill Bobby Lupo? And that's the shit I used to talk to the owner of the store. I'd be like, hey, Richie, why you kill Bobby Lupo? He'd be like, shut up, David. That's how we talked. But Richie passed, and unfortunately, his children weren't able to. They couldn't keep the place going. Richie was the heart and soul of that company. You know, that company, they had 3 stores. They had one in Paramus, New Jersey. They had 2 in Jersey and one in Scarsdale, New York. But now that they closed, nobody can get rats in Westchester. So all these fucking snake owners in Westchester are freaking out. I can't tell you. At least once a week, I get a message from somebody going like,
I'm telling you, I've been saying, gotta get a reptile business growing down here. I mean, a rodent business growing down here.
I want a zoo. I have
You
a
want
zoo.
a zoo?
I have
Yeah,
a
I was
zoo.
gonna say you have one.
But I want like a legit zoo. Like that's the plans of taking DMJ Reptiles to another level. All right, Brian. Have a great night, brother. Thanks for stopping in.
Take care, Brian.
Actually, Brian's here. Brian, don't leave yet. Are you still in here, Brian? I might as well tell the incredible news.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I hope that you guys like my live streams. People like watching idiots, and I'm an idiot.
I'll join you.
But I got a big guest next week, and I hope everybody tunes in. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the guy Brian Cusco.
Oh, who?
Brian is going to be a guest on the live stream on Friday.
Very cool.
I am like so excited because I would say that, I mean, in the reptile world, it doesn't matter what tier you are. You can, that's the beauty of this hobby. It's kind of like computer technology. Somebody, Apple was it Apple? It was designed in someone's garage, right?
All of that stuff was designed in somebody's garage.
The ball python world, I've had some awesome, incredible people, and I'm so excited about Brian because Brian is similar to the whole family perspective that you get when you watch his stuff. It's very family oriented. He has his kids involved in so much, and it's a lot like how I try to do everything. That's how Brian, how Gomez. So for me to be able to sit down and have an interview with such a high profile person, I am so excited.
Good stuff, man.
And I'm like so hooked on watching all these videos with his little daughter because I miss, even though you break my balls about it because I'm like, oh, Jenny's getting so old, and you're like, yeah, my daughter's in college. I miss seeing my daughter, his daughter's age, that like 4-year-old, innocent, absolutely adorable. I did not have to pay him. No, I didn't have to pay him, Loriga. I just asked him, and that's another reason why I'm really excited about it. Cause,
yeah, he's a good guy that way.
Yeah, I mean, the reptile community. There's a lot of people that are Hollywood, and there's a lot of people that are just like genuine people. And for me to be able to get his response about that, like, he's a busy guy. Like, I asked him about it, and he was like, hell yeah, I'll be on your live stream. And I was like, dude, I turned into a fanboy, you know? I was like, oh, man, I got Brian. Let's go on my shit. I was all excited, you know? And then he was like, well, let me check on my schedule. I'm supposed to go over here on this day and there on that day. And then, you know, a week later, he messaged me. It was like, dude, December 4th, man, I'm good. And I was like, this is freaking awesome, you know? So, you know, definitely tune in for that one. That's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really cool.
That is gonna be cool. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wine. I fucking, ever since I quit like drinking heavily when I was in, like, a drinker, I love wine. I hated Cabernet, right? So I have like a wine closet. I have like my cabinet filled with wine. And, you know, you get gifted wine bottles and whatnot. And everything's Cabernet. And with these live streams, I've been drinking these cabs. And I got to say, I'm starting to like them. I'm actually enjoying it. I don't even know if this is a good bottle of wine. It's probably crap.
I mean, most wine is an acquired taste, you know? You acquired a taste for it.
I like the sugar ones.
You weren't drinking at all before any of these lives, right?
Yeah, it wasn't.
And me and Gomez were having a drink, and you were like, "Let me join you guys."
Let me join in.
Wasn't that what it was? It was something along the lines.
I was an alcoholic.
Oh.
I was like a legit alcoholic. I was out at bars every night, pounding, you know, double Maker's Marks and shots of Jack Fire. So I had to stop. So I did, and I didn't drink. I was 100% dry for 4 years, no alcohol. And then I went to a wedding and I had a margarita and a glass of wine. And now, like, not every live stream, but every other live stream, I have a drink. And then I don't have a drink until the next live stream. So I think that the alcoholism pattern is a thing from the past, you know? I mean, I think it was more
it's
of
not
just
an itch and it's scratch.
Well, I scratched my arm. But, yeah, you know, I think it was more of just the getaway, you know? It was a part of my life where going to the bar and playing darts and eating chicken wings, and, you know, I moved back to Westchester to get better school for my autistic son, and you know, I consider myself a super dad. I'm there for my children in every aspect in the world, and I was a functioning alcoholic. So I can be at the bar till 2:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning, and then go to work at 8:00 in the morning, and everything was all good. No one would even know that I drank. People were surprised that I drank. So they go to the bar with me and they see that I'm tossing down 5 double, you know, bourbons. So I was like a fully functional alcoholic. But when we moved back upstate, so I became sober down there. We moved back upstate. I don't have that. Where I am, I don't have like the people up here are all family, you know, my wife's side of the family. I don't have like a circle of friends that are like hitting me up on a Friday night or a Thursday night and going, hey man, we're at the bar, come and hang out with us. I don't have that. So that's why I gave it a little taste to drink, and I've been able to do it perfectly fine. And, you know, the addiction part of it is not, you know,
driving
part of
you.
my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have a glass of wine. I feel like docile. You know, I don't smoke pot. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't do any type of stuff that kind of mellows you out. So you know what? If I could talk to one of my best friends on a live stream and, you know, drink a bottle of wine,
enjoy. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think you can even notice it. I would hope that you can't notice a difference in the amount of alcohol that I've drank during this live stream.
No, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I'm thinking, oh wow, he's slurring a little bit.
Am I?
No, not at all. Not at
I'm
all.
gonna say.
Hmm.
If I was on my third bottle. So
Jay's
December.
Reptilife. What's going on, Jay's Reptilife?
Jay's a New Yorker, right?
I see. Is that a beret, Jay? Man, that you're wearing? Are
Yeah,
you
looks like a Marine beret.
are you a what do you call it? An
Person of the
angel?
services.
No, an angel. What do they call them? Shoot. Guardian angel? Are you one of the guardian angels, man? With that red beret?
I know he's in Florida.
Oh, he's in Florida. Okay, maybe not. I
I
think
know he's
that's
in
New York.
Florida. He's from the Bronx.
Yeah.
He's from the Bronx. He lives in Florida. I actually was talking to him because he was asking me for advice on parents. He's got it good, man. I gotta say, Florida's like a weird state to me.
Right.
It's fucking crazy in Florida.
It's fucking Florida, honestly.
Florida, like you see like weird shit, like people fucking gators.
Florida's the only place where literally you can get headlines about somebody named after the state, and they're just generally talking about somebody.
Weird shit in
Florida
Florida.
man. Florida man. You know, and
But he makes me kind of jealous about Florida. Between him and Troy, a blue shield. So like, he has a reptile shed. He doesn't have to worry about humidity. He doesn't have to worry about none of that shit.
what?
They live
Why,
off
Joe?
of ambient temp. Like Florida, they can get away with ambient temp for their ball pythons and stuff like that. Oh, he's at a hotel
There has to
right
be some
now.
kind of regulation they're playing around with.
It's more of just keeping the room more consistent. So like Troy has everything in like the back porch. That's where he keeps his ball pythons.
Wow.
Abercrombie and Fitch Fest. No, so he was talking about your beret. You ever wear a beret? Good old Kango hats.
Me?
Yeah. Did you rock a
Um,
Kango in the
I
early
rocked a
2000s?
Kango. It's so funny you say that. My mom gave me this, showed me this picture today of me and my kid back in the day, and I'm right there wearing my Kango.
Oh shit!
Yeah, check me out. That was probably like 8 years ago or something like that. Maybe even more, maybe 12 years ago. But my mom was showing me all these pictures, and I was just recently, I was looking in the mirror, and I'm like, I haven't changed much in like 10 years. And then my mom started showing me these pictures, and I was like, oh crap, I'm old as fuck.
I'm trying to find the picture. Someone just tagged me in a picture of me when I was a little guy at a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Because when I was a little kid, I was like now people are like, "What? You're Asian?" When I was younger, it was like I look like a
You're
little
like, oh, you're
fortune
Asian.
cookie.
I look like a fortune cookie. People are always trying to split me apart.
Oh my god, that was like when Junior was born. My father-in-law was in there, and he said, "Holy shit! Look at the size of his balls." And then the second thing he was like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "He is Asian." He's like, "I'm gonna call you my little fortune cookie." So David was called by his grandfather his fortune cookie for a while. Oh, he's from Boston, not the Bronx. Oh, I thought he was from the Bronx.
Yeah.
He's from Boston.
He's like the Bronx. No, we fucking hate the Bronx.
Yeah. Especially if he's from Boston.
Right?
They really hate the Bronx.
Oh, the best Yankee games to go to back in the day, back when not Mariano, back when, who was on ball? Who's the big Boston pitcher?
Pedro Martinez.
Pedro Martinez. Back when Pedro
Yeah.
Martinez was pitching, I would go to the bleachers to see the Boston Yankees play, and it was a shit show back then.
Oh my
Man.
God.
Oh, it was so much fun. Home runs being hit by Boston, right? And you take those balls and you throw them right the fuck back. You know, it was
Oh
so
yeah.
much fun.
And an empty beer can, throw it at Manny Ramirez in left field.
No. Bleachers. There's no more. There were no more. There's no more drinking. Then they stopped that. You had to come 2 hours before the show, get trashed outside, and hope that it held you through the 9 innings.
The people laugh. They're like, so my Yankee tattoo. When I go like this, it's right side up. But when it's upside, when my arm's down, it's upside down. And they'd say, why do you have a upside down Yankees tattoo? Hold on, I'm trying to delete. I'm from Boston. Where's that comment? They make it so hard to get rid of comments. They said, why is it upside down? And I said, well, it's for flipping the bird at Red Sox fans. Because I didn't have like an issue with the Red Sox. Like I enjoyed the whole beef, right?
Yeah, it's good.
So I dated this girl, Sabrina. And Sabrina was like, she was like 5 feet tall. She was this like little girl, short. And after high school, she went to Boston U. Right? So now we're going 2002. That was a year that the Red Sox, the Yankees were winning. They were winning 3 games, and then the Red Sox came back and won the 4 and won. Right? So Sabrina's this little 5 foot tall girl driving in an Acura Vigor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the little small it was actually a 5-cylinder car. And her car had New York plates. So her car would get, people were denting her car, kicking her car. She would be stuck in traffic, call me on the cell phone. We were still dating. It was, when you're young and you do this long distance bullshit. And she'd call me crying because Red Sox fans were shaking her fucking car and when she was stopped at a red light. So that's where like my anger towards Boston started. Where now I like Boston. I met Bobby Valentine. He was a speaker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a speaker at a like the annual dinner for the company that I used to work for, and I put him on the spot. I didn't mean to. I felt really guilty after. But Bobby Valentine got pretty much tossed into a shit show. He was asked to become the manager for the Red Sox, and he was told that he has to tell them that they can't drink beer and eat fried chicken during baseball games. So they pretty much threw him in with the Sharks. And I was like, so Bobby had, like, he did this whole speech because Bobby was big into restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm in the hotel business. And I was like, what happened with Boston? Like, total shit show, his whole situation in Boston. And he was like, I got fucking murdered. I was told to tell these guys that make millions of dollars a year for playing baseball half a year that they can't eat fried chicken and drink beer during baseball games. And he said he was thrown in with the Sharks. He was explaining how the whole situation happened. He said it was this worst coaching situation ever. Because he butt heads with Kevin Youkilis. And Kevin Youkilis apparently was a real scumbag. But it was cool. Bobby Mercer was a fucking man. And then after me asking him that like hard question, like so now it's like he does this whole speech, and then it was like dinner time at this like crazy event, and I'm sitting there eating, and Bobby Mercer fills up a fucking plate and sits right next to me. He starts talking to me. He goes, "Don't feel bad, man." I was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry that I asked you. How would you, what do you think when you look back to your situation there?" And he was a genuine dude. Bobby Mercer owns like all these restaurants now, and his life is his dog.
It's his
That's his
dog.
is his dog. Yeah, that's his life. His life is he's got a dog, and he wouldn't stop talking about the dog. He was talking about how he came to the event and he forgot the dog's food, and he
Hmm.
was like, "Fuck this!" and he drove back to the hotel to bring the food to the dog, and showed up 45 minutes later for the event that he was getting paid for because his
Man's best
cockapoodle,
friend.
man's best friend,
That's it. I can understand that.
You will understand. I can't wait till you get this dog. I know you're going to get the dog. So, when it comes to pairings, what latches gave you that fucking euphoria so far this year? What's going on,
uh,
Chris?
well, what's nice is I got a lot of a lot of big hets going this year. You know, a lot of hets I've been growing up and really waiting for them to hit their mark. So I got locks with my sunsets, my cinnamon sunset hets. I got locks with my what do you call it? Ultra Ultramel Pied. I got locks with those double hets.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm really excited with that. My tri stripes and not my het tri stripes. They gave me my tri stripes. They're already locked up twice again. That's
Nice.
exciting.
Hell yeah, it
Now,
is.
yeah, my male, he's not up to size yet. Might be up to size. The visual male might be ready to replace dad by the end of the year. You know, when
Late
she drops her
season.
next clutch, I'll sell that het pair together next season because I'll have other ones ready to go, or not ready to go, but gearing up.
That's my favorite video of yours. Is that tri-stripe video?
Yeah,
That was a great
it's
video.
a good video. Um, I'm getting my bamboo albino finally into rotation. It's fun. He's finally up to size, and I'm excited to get some more bamboo into my collection. And I'm putting my bamboo with genetic stripe. I know they're both dorsal stripe, dominant, but we'll see what happens there. You know?
You can't. Remember, me and you were talking about, and we're going back what 2 years now. We were talking about what pinstripe clowns will look like. And I remember I was on the phone. I was in the park. That was the day that the bald eagle flew. The eagle flew by, and I started freaking out on the phone with you.
Oh yeah. I totally remember that.
And we were looking.
Yeah.
We were like, I wonder what a pinstripe clown will look like. And then when we discovered that the dorsal pin kind of gets washed out, and then it has the pattern on the outside, and we both
Mm-hmm.
were like, "Holy cow!" Like who would have thought that you would get that result from that pairing? And I think bamboo would have the same effect.
I'm excited for bamboo because I just feel like everyone's shitted all over spider, and you get a lot of the similar results from bamboo that you get from spider, different but similar, same ballpark. And so I'm ready to move my collection more over to bamboo. So I'm
I hate
excited
that
about
about
that pair.
spider. That burns
It
my
just has
ass
a
about
bad
spider.
rap. Not all my spiders really look or have any bad neurological problems, but they just have a bad rap. Um,
They're beautiful. I mean,
my
even Roma.
my splatter hypomigraine, my splatter hypomigraine. So it's a splatter, which is a codon, migraine, which is a recessive, and then hypo. You guys know, it was paired with my hypo entry spider. So I'm just trying to get that migraine as a het into more females, so I can start working that gene. I'm excited to work that gene out. Um,
That's such a cool combination
yeah.
with the. splatter, migraine, hypo. Just saying the three, you know?
Yeah. Hyper splatter migraine.
Yeah.
What else? I got the other one that's sort of really exciting is my super blackhead genetic stripe, right? That paired with a what did he pair with that I was all giddy about? Fuck, I can't remember. I had quite a few. Oh yeah, with my banana spider genetic stripe. And see, that's two spiders I just talked about there. But I have a banana spider genetic stripe. Which you remember when I bought that?
Yeah.
I bought it at White Plains, and that's a female banana to a super pastel super blackhead genetic stripe. So I'm excited to see the blackhead and the banana on top of the genetic stripe.
My fingers are crossed. I've been pairing a blackhead. I only have two blackheads. I have the pastel blackhead,
Mm-hmm.
female, that she just hit 600 grams. So I'm so happy about that.
Right.
But my butter blackhead is it's really growing on me. When I first got him, I was sold to me as a female. I ended up being a male.
Mm-hmm.
So that like really pissed me off because that was that whole transaction. I got a banana enchi that ended up being a banana male, no enchi, no female. Um, I've been putting him in with a leopard pinstripe because
Oh, good.
blackhead leopard. I think Ball Pythons 101 made some blackhead leopards, and holy shit, it's
Mm-hmm.
such a cool combination. I need more blackhead. I wish I had super blackheads.
I need. I have. I'm glad I have. That's going to be a lot of my base. It's going to be my blackhead, in the coming years because I have two supers that are going into two different directions, one female, one male, and then I'll bring back the offsprings in the coming years. Um, I need more leopard. I don't have enough leopard. My leopard is tied up with my. It's not tied up in a bad place. It's with my double hets. My lavender albino pieds, which will be going to my mahogany lavender albino het pied.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll be looking for mahogany dreamsicles is what I'll be shooting for next year.
That's my issue with leopards as well in my collection.
A
I have the
mahogany leopard dreamsicle.
Yeah, that'd be fucking sick.
Hmm.
I have the leopard pinstripe female, and then I have the leopard lesser pastel that's fondly breeder size that I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
bring into the Desert Ghost Pie project. And then I have the two that I produced last year, the leopard GHI chocolates. So all my leopards are female. I need a male. I need like a nice strong male leopard in the house. What's going on, Justin? We got Justin.
Yeah,
And
I don't
Chris
have
in the
any.
house.
My leopard is both female. Both of those. It's the same exact pairing. It's a leopard double het. Lavender albino pied, but I don't
That's
have
my
it in male.
situation. Did you see Gomez Python's leopard candy male? He just posted it
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
4 days ago, I want to say.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I need that.
Gorgeous. I need that.
I need that in my life. Just
I
want
got a
to.
second clown in my life now. A second male clown in my collection that doesn't have pastel. My clown only had pastel. It was a pastel clown. And I just got the super blade clown in.
The fucking thing is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so bummed I didn't hit a blade male, man. I mean, it's all good because I hit the two female blade clowns.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I would have loved to have a blade clown male.
Absolutely.
Who was it? Rachel of Red Bottom Pythons.
Mm-hmm.
She did a spin to win for a leopard blade clown male, and I have never, because I don't gamble.
How much were the spins?
It's $30. I bought 2 spots and I lost it. I was so disappointed in myself. I was like, why? Why did I spend that $60? Like that, I could have bought groceries with that shit, man. I was so fucking mad at myself over it. Just real quick, I want to give a shout out to my buddies, Chris and Justin. That's Iron Dog Reptiles and My Animal House. If you don't watch those guys, you should. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Justin does cleaning on Tuesdays. My Animal House. Him and his girl Debbie put on a fucking show. It's awesome. I love to play their stuff while I'm doing stuff, though. I always listen to them in my ear. So if you guys don't follow them, definitely check them out.
Trying to think of where your Het TSK is right now.
Yeah, I'd love to see her.
Um,
The male Het
I don't
TSK
know.
is the one that caught me.
Oh yeah, right here. I'm sorry. She's huge. 1 second.
Yeah, Joe. I hatched out 2 blade clowns, but they ended up being female. I mean, they're beautiful, but oh, such a bummer. I really wanted a male. Oh yeah, she got big. Look at her. What is she? 1,800 grams, huh?
Come on, let me get your headshot in.
So I put in my store. I commented on New York on VIP Morphs. So Vinny Meyer, me and him have been talking about it because we both have.
Do you see the iridescence in her? She has iridescence. Oh, she's so nice. So beautiful. And she's huge. She's over 2,500 grams.
Now you're making me even more jealous that I sold her to you. Oh, you don't have headphones in. You can't even hear me. You can't hear me. So, as a breeder, you guys will have seller's remorse, and that snake is 100% seller's remorse. Oh, there's Vinny. So, well, I'll wait till he has a headphone here. While he does that, let me get my blade clowns. Oh, feels so good without the headphones on. Oh my god, the headphones suck. I don't know how you guys do the headphones.
Yo, you're not there no more. Where'd you go, buddy?
Alright, you're back on. Vinny's in the house. Oh man, I got some serious seller's remorse on that fucking snake right now. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep after looking at that.
She's huge. She's beautiful. Did she get a lock this year? She just got a lock on November 15th with a visual TSK from Kicks Balls that I'm questioning as a visual TSK because if so, it's just a really poor quality, which is even shittier, you know, than it just being Het TSK and me proving out something beautiful. But man, did you see my text?
You texted me?
Yeah, I texted you about a half an hour ago.
You know, I'm trying to be good and not play on the phone because. Oh shit! You need. All right, I got it. All right, so we'll end it. We'll end soon. So Vinny Meyer, I helped him out and I picked him up a snake last week from the hub because the hub is really far from him.
Okay.
And I wanted to go home and not drop that shit off. Firefly TSK male from JD Constrictors.
Oh. Oh.
I know, man. It was fucked up, man. I was like, granted, I love Sal, and I got 2 awesome snakes from him. I got pastel, het candy, possible het pies. But I was more excited about picking up Vinny's fucking snake at that moment. You know, I was like, "Fuck, man!"
It's the grass. It's the grass on the other side, man. You know, you already had yours, so there's no reason to be too excited about it. You got him.
Well, because I'm breeding head to head. You know, I need a powerhouse male.
Hey, don't shit on head to head. I love head to head.
I know, but I'm just gonna make normals. You know, I want to make other TSKs.
I
But
know.
I'll build up. You know, I love taking the long road, and I'll build up my TSK females.
Good things come to those who wait. That's it.
So this is my blade het clown, blade clown female. That this one isn't
Kicks
really
balls.
kicks
VIP.
balls.
Yeah. He's like, kicks what? I was like, kicks balls.
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah.
So here's my blade. This one has a decent amount of pattern, but I believe it's blade just because it does have quite a bit of reduced pattern on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a female.
Almost has leopard. Almost looks leopard with all the spots going down the side.
But now this one right here, this one's fucking fire right here.
Let's do this.
Not fire the gene.
Let's do this.
Look at that fucking pattern.
Look how clean
man.
that is. Look how beautiful, clean that is.
Oh my god!
Let me see that
side.
belly.
Look at the belly.
Look at the dots. The dots going down the belly, like broken tracks.
Oh. Dude,
I
love this girl. If she was a male, if you were a male,
awesome.
But I mean, I can't complain because I didn't pay much for. So I bought a yearling het clown, and this is what I talked about in the video because the video was just about these two females, the one I just posted, and this is what I talk about, like taking the long road, and kind of just waiting it out and understanding that there is an investment in hets, and they can work out for you. You don't have to always buy. Listen, I've spent a lot of money on snakes to bring in different morphs and do some crazy shit with my collection and bring it to another level. But I do a mix between that and hets and stuff I produce and holdbacks. So I paid $225 for a het clown female that was a yearling, right? But she was already about 500 grams. So I was like close to breeding. Then the blade het clown male, I think I paid $125 for it. 2 years later, I got a clutch, 5 eggs. And I produced these 2 snakes out of it. And I held them back. These snakes are going anywhere from $450 to $600 on Morph Market.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to hold back 2 with an under $400 investment. So when it comes to being a breeder, it's so important to remember that even the best breeders in the world, these projects can take so many years. And if the odd guys line up for you, you can end up like this.
I paid $600 for a pair of het tri-stripes. Raised them for 2 years. First time I produced them, I got 1 male, 2 females.
That's crazy.
Visual tri-stripes.
That is living the breeder dream.
And if anybody wants them, I'll give them to you guys all 3 for $12,000.
Cash money.
That's my price. They're about 300 grams a piece now.
Would you even sell them? I mean, for $12,000.
For that much money, yeah, that much money. But that's a joke price anyway. That's a joke price.
You don't.
That's an extreme joke price, right? No, I don't want to sell
it. I'm going to overprice the shit out of this animal because I don't want to leave. I don't want it to leave my collection.
Yeah, I do that at shows all the time. I always have an animal that I'm like, I don't really want to sell this. But
Vinny in a long road. See, that's what I appreciate about that guy, because
he aged with like fine wine. He took his time. That's right.
I see everybody buying all these awesome snakes, and I don't hate. I'm more power to you. If you can fucking buy a snake and save 5 years, or even 8 years, because sometimes you're going to save 8 years when you're stacking fucking 3 codoms and 2 recessives. You know what I mean? But I can't do that. I can't. But you look at stuff and you kind of look at people and you see them buy stuff and you're kind of like, oh man, I wish I could do that. You know, you wish you could buy those animals. Vinny, he does give me the kind of confidence, I would say, because I know he took the long road on a lot of these animals. And for the almost 3 years that I've known him, I see it firsthand that these are animals that he produced 5 years ago, and then it took him 4 years to breed, and all of a sudden he fucking produces these like priceless animals, you know. So it gives me motivation, you know. Plus he's 40 minutes from
golden
me, so
snails,
nice.
man. Golden snails. They just take their time. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's good to have a mentor that close. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, when I moved,
and he knows both sides of what you're dealing with too, the rodents and the reptiles.
Yeah, and then especially even like I pick his brain about the boas because you want to know what I got a latch on?
Oh right,
I got some. I got a boa latch that I'm really excited about. I am so fucking excited about this boa latch. It was it's a junglo male, so that's a jungle hypo albino male. The call line, not the. I wish I was dealing with the sharp line. To a possible super hypo, possible het albino female that someone gave me. This 18-pound fucking massive female, and I put them together, and holy shit, man. He's been trying, you know, like you keep seeing their tails, and then 3 days ago I saw their tails fucking twisted. Oh lovely. My god, dude! It's because of the live bearers. Like I cannot fucking wait because I know the day's gonna happen. It's not if, it's when. But dude, imagine opening up your tub. Like, you know that euphoric feeling of opening up those eggs and then you see those fucking eggs?
Yeah.
But imagine opening up that, like, but this isn't a bowl file, so this isn't like a 4 foot. You fucking, all of a sudden, David's going to be screaming like, Dad, there's babies everywhere because it's in the boys' bedroom. And all of a sudden, there's going to be fucking snakes everywhere inside there. Oh, my fucking God. The only thing I can say I'm going to dread is cleaning that bowl file when it's filled with, like, you know, all that goo. Because you ever see a boa clutch when they're in the bin?
No.
Oh, it's fucking nasty, dude. It's like
it must
Gremlins.
Be just like, it's like regular birth, right?
Oh, it's horrible, dude. It's like goo all over. Just fucking goo. But it's tough. I mean, the boas is tough because you deal with a lot of death. Like, if you know, like, I do you remember what's the couple's name that vents next to us in White Plains? That he moved away from boas and now he's mainly corns. It's right next to you.
Oh, Blackheart. Blackheart reptiles.
He kind of like gave me advice about the breeding the boas, and I explained to him, I was like, dude, I'm like, what happened? You know, like, why did you get out? And he's like, well, you know, you got 10 females and you're pairing and you're breeding and you're doing this, and then breeding season's done and you didn't get one fucking clutch. It's like, or you have 2 females, you know, die during pregnancy. You know, it's bows are heartbreaking. They'll break your fucking heart, and that's what he said to me. Is, you know, bows are fun, but they'll break your heart, and that's why he got out of them. He's more focused in the colbrids, but
colbrids, yeah.
I need something to eat retired breeder rats, so that's why I got into the boas. Mm-hmm. You know, so I just purchased the boa that I haven't gotten yet. I purchased a. What is it? Jungle Motley double het hypo. No, Jungle Motley hypo het albino, and I can't wait. I can't wait till I get him. If my jungalo produces, then that male will be good for my jungle albino, and I'll have 4 boas, 2 pairs, and those 2, without a doubt, when those 4, without a doubt, will be able to handle 150 retired rats a season.
It's another reason why to just breed African soft furs.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about retiring. You retire a clutch.
You're like, ooh, nice big rodent for you.
Yeah, you fucking feed them
sizable.
To 2 snakes. That's what I cut into. Yeah, I know. You're ready to eat. I'm ready to take some sleeping pills. Yeah, I gotta take sleeping pills now. It's fucked up. They
you can't just lie down.
Nope. So I was a very bad insomniac where I was averaging like 3 hours of sleep a night, and then they put me on a sleeping medicine, and it worked great for like 2 weeks, and then my insomnia was even worse. Like fucking worse. Like I'm talking like I don't go to sleep till 5 a.m. Then I get up at 8. Or before I was getting to sleep at like 3 a.m. and getting up at 7 or 8. So now they hired my dose and it's a little bit better, but it's fucked up, man. This whole sleeping shit is.
Yeah, I do 4 to 6 hours a night, man. Doesn't matter what time I go to bed. If I go to bed at 10 o'clock, if I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, I'm up at 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning. If I go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm up at 8 o'clock, to 10 o'clock. It doesn't matter when. It's always 4 to 6 hours.
6 hours is like a fucking dream come true for me.
I mean, I don't mostly get to the 6 hours. It's usually 4, but somewhere in that area is where I'm going to sleep.
I think us reptile people, it's just common that we get all these fucking. I wore the shirt last week, Vinny. He's like, "Where's the shirt? I can't wear it every week. I'll wear it next week with Brian Cusco." All right.
Do you have any? Do you have any snakes from Matt?
From M8, yeah, I bought. What did I buy? I gotta look at it because I always get them confused. So Matt and Holly are fucking awesome. I have a pastel female, both are female, pastel, double het, TSK, possible het pied. But when I say that her fucking pied markers are like, hold on, her pied markers are ridiculous. There's no question about her pied markers. I am more than 110% positive that these pied markers are legit. And then the other snake that I got from them is a Desert Ghost, Orange Ghost. So what is this one? This one is. So I just have the male Desert Ghost. So this was actually the second one in the collection. So this one is a normal double het Desert Ghost, Orange Ghost. And she's clean, man. I gotta say.
Yeah, those alien heads are dope.
Dude, she's like so yellow, Like, oh, it's this way. I'm a big fan of the Het Desert Ghost. I mean, this is my first Het Desert Ghost. But you know how, like, so if you look at, like, the circles on the alien heads, it's almost like the effect that Yellow Belly gives. Like that magnified, that brightness around the outline of the alien heads.
Yeah, for sure. I see what you're saying.
And so this is from Matt. Because it's funny because so Vinny always talks about Matt because Vinny bought a few snakes from him. We got a crying Jenny. And then this is the other one. So this one over here, which I'm very excited about because all my TSKs are all just normal hets. So this snake that is super fucking clean is a
Almost
it's a
the back
pastel.
almost looks entry.
It does, doesn't it?
The back, right past your hand, right there, and the palm of your hand there. Yeah, that over there looks entry. The top of it doesn't. You know, the front of the snake doesn't, but the back there, my God.
So check this shit out, right?
Yeah.
I bought the snake before I asked him. This was sold to me as a what is it? Pastel het. Fuck, alcohol kicking in. Pastel het TSK, right? Possible het albino. But now you ready? Look at those fucking markers, dude. From the fucking tail going all the way up. I mean, if that's not screaming het pied, I don't know what the fuck is. I bought these snakes for $100 each.
Good.
Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, even that right there. Look at that blushing and that breakup. And
you know what that looks like? You know, like when you look at the currency, you know, there's like an owl in the window right there. That looks like the hidden little owl.
Oh, yeah, with the eye.
Man.
Yeah, Matt's. So it was so funny because I saw the snakes. I bought the snakes.
Ooh.
And then I didn't put two and two together because Vinny always talks about Matt. Because Vinny, what did Vinny get? Vinny got an orange ghost. No, orange dream pied from Matt. Oh, now you're back. I think you're back. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. I may have lost him. Uh-oh. Well, it may look like I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Hey, get out of there, cat. The fucking cat was going after the snakes in the tubs. Little bastard. Fire pied at CSK. Well, it looks like Castro's microphone is out. Like last time. Now I don't know if you're going to want to back out because I know that you were ready to eat dinner. Yeah, if you want to back out, and we'll shut the show down. You're going to have to back out and hit the link and then jump back in. It's doing what we did during the test run. Because I see you perfect, and I think you can hear me, but we can't hear you. It's doing some weird shit where it's making like a high-pitched sound. You know what I can do? Yeah, I can't hear you. You can hear me? Same shit as when we started. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call you on the phone, put you on speakerphone, and we'll close the show. Hey, buddy. It looks like it went to shit again. Damn, even my speakerphone's not liking me. I don't don't know. Can't even hear you through there.
Motherfucker.
Unbelievable. Underworld Exotic still in here. Thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely come by the White Plains show and say what's up, man. I can't wait to be there.
Now, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, now I can hear you good.
All right, great. So let me just show you this last snake. I want to show you super banana that I got from Matt. This snake is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh fuck. Who's that? Sugar or Calico?
This is Calico Super Banana.
Oh my god. Female?
Female, yeah.
Fuck.
I actually picked up a couple of calicos this year, all female, to really expand my calico collection. It was into the from Matt, and it started growing like a beast. I got this snake in February. See how big she is?
That's crazy. Yeah, his snakes grow, man. The pastel, I got a...
There's one more chick-ass snake I got.
Can you guys hear Jonathan with me doing the microphone?
Check this out.
Oof.
This is a Calico XS. XS is a gene that is being proven out by Lionel at XS Reptile. And you look, even the belly has a nice little checker going down the center.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of that the other night. That snake is crazy.
See the checker there?
You're going to breed her this year?
Can you see this?
That's awesome.
She's just beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Show her off with this. And just to get a little head stamp, even though a little shed issue, but
Good looking snake.
yeah.
I can't wait. I got that male pastel.
See the other one over here, right? Oh, no, you can't see that one.
The comments are covering it. There, hold on. Let me.
Photo favorite one.
Yeah, that's a Cali B. Right? I love that snake. That's an Enchi Cali B, I think.
I'm super excited about the Calico.
I can't.
Super excited about the Calico.
I can't wait. If I get a clutch, if I get a clutch from that pastel sugar, possible orange dream to my Enchi Bumblebee, I'll be very happy, man. Because I need that snake that you just had. That was an Enchi Cali B, right?
The last one?
Yeah.
The last one, yeah. That's a Calico Spider Entry.
Unbelievable. Such an awesome snake.
And I got that one. I was lucky. I got that one. Some guy was getting rid of a couple of snakes. He was interested in bearded dragon. Perfect person.
I'm excited. Well, we hit 2 hours and 49 minutes officially.
Cool,
so thank you so much, man, for joining. Oh man, thanks for joining. We talk.
Everybody had a good Thanksgiving out there.
Hell yeah, we did. We talk for hours. It's a shame that half of our conversations are on YouTube. But thanks again. I'll let you go. I'll let you go eat some dinner.
Thank you.
And if you don't follow Castro Constrictors, he's got a Facebook page, Instagram. He's got a YouTube page that I need to start breaking his balls more to get some more videos up.
I will. I promise I will.
Because he teases me. Because what happens is he puts out a video frequently. Not he puts out these awesome fucking videos, but he doesn't put out enough. So hit him up and break his balls. John, you're the man. I can't wait to hang out with you. It's been too long.
Yeah, 2 weeks, baby. 2 weeks we'll see each other.
Yeah, man, I'm fucking psyched because you know me. I have my I'm in the zone at Reptile Expos. I may not sell that many animals, but I get to fucking have fun and meet the people out there, and that's more important than making sales. So yeah, man. Thanks again. You are the man. And I'll talk to you during the week, my brother.
You got it. Later, Jimmy.
Later, brother.
Bye, everybody.
All right. So, 7 people still in here. Thanks for hanging out, guys. That was awesome. I'm sure all of you guys got your people that you talk to all the time, and Castro is one of them. He's a great person, great dude, very smart person, and getting his view of how he moves forward in the ball python world is always great. If you don't follow him, that's at Castro's Constrictors. Definitely check him out. And next week, we're going to have Brian Cusco on. Come hang out with us, all right? And what else? Project Introduce Yourself. Guys, please. It's only good for everybody. Shoot a video talking about your pages, your Instagram, your everything. And I'm going to put it in my videos. I put it in after my intro, and I'm going to put them in at the end. All you got to do is just record a video, introduce yourself, and put hashtag Project Introduce Yourself, and put at DMJ Reptiles, and it'll be in my videos. I'm no BHB or Ozzy or whatever, but I do have followers, and I think it'll be cool to be able to put out breeders out there to the people that are actually watching my videos. Another shout out to Castro Constrictors, as well as My Animal House, Justin, and Iron Dog Reptiles. Great people. I don't know what all that extra sound is. Oh, that's the cell phone. Castro's still on the cell phone.
I'm still listening to you.
He's still on the cell phone. So, definitely check everybody out. Definitely hit me up on the Project Introduce Yourself. And thank you for everybody that hung out. Love you guys. I hope you like the videos. If you haven't seen the snake rack builds, you get, I would say 3/4 in, you can see me smash myself in the head with melamine. It was fucked up, but really funny. So I had to put it in the video. And it was really funny to see. It was awesome to see my son's reaction. I know the kid loves me because his jaw literally dropped. So everybody, thank you. I'm going to close this out. You guys are the best.